Hello.
Yo,
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good as well. Welcome to another episode. You excited?
Which number is this one?
44?
44. That's
Damn.
a good number. It's forward and backwards, same number.
I
Crazy.
I could be wrong cuz it's
Oh,
I could be
I
wrong.
honestly thought the last one was like 38.
You know what? Let me look at this right now.
Yep.
Before I continue on.
42, so 43 would be this one, unless you didn't put the newest one up.
I did. So yeah, I guess this one is 43.
Wow.
I
Not
lied.
the same forward and
Yeah, this
backwards.
one's 43. Yeah. Yeah, we're at the bad number. Anyways, what you do? what you do?
Um, been playing a lot of League, man. Oh, oof. I been playing a lot of League. I hopped on Destiny recently because I was like, "Hey, let's see how Destiny is." And fuck, it's really boring. I don't know if you remember like the things you can do, but there's like Strikes, Gambit, Crucible. Those are the main three, and then there's a thing called Nightfall, which is like another like uh, uh branch off of Strikes. Um, and I hopped in to do a Nightfall because those are like the high content things to do. So I was like, let me see how hard this is. Did it. Was like shaky at like shooting and stuff because I haven't played a shooter in such a long time. It's been like 5 months, it feels like.
Mm.
Um, and
You still playing
yeah.
like PvP or have you just stopped?
Or in
Destiny.
Destiny,
Hmm.
I stopped playing Destiny over all just all of it.
Okay.
Um,
Did they come out with that final light thing? What was it?
final shape is coming
Shape.
probably December.
Okay. Are you gonna hop back
Like
on or okay? That answers my
um
question.
I'm gonna watch the gameplay. Um, Not gameplay. I'm gonna watch the story on somebody's stream,
Mm.
see how it is. Um, and the way PlayStation's been doing it is every like Witch Queen just went free, so eventually that shit's just gonna go free.
Yeah.
So there's like kind of no point in me buying it at this point. Especially if like I don't give a fuck about like the current now, right?
Yeah.
Um, did I post the thing here about Destiny? Because if not, I'm just gonna talk about it.
I don't know. The only Destiny thing we got.
Nah, I didn't
Okay.
post it.
Go ahead.
Um, so there was a talk about what's going on with Destiny because they did a like the newest season's coming up. Let's have a talk about the overall state of Destiny. So they had that conference and people watched it and people were of course upset about it. Um, and their players are dropping off. So like the lead guy, Joe Blackburn, I believe his name is, um, did like a at his computer desk video, and he was like, "Yeah, guys, don't worry. Like we know we're messing up, but we want to like make it right." And then he was like, "We're gonna give you all a free set of armor from the store, which is like cool." And then he was like talking about, I guess, bringing PvP maps in 2024, which people have been fucking begging for like a year and a half, 2 years now.
Hmm.
And they gave them like maybe one map or something, I can't remember. But overall, that's just trash, right? So like to me, like that's nothing. That's two things you promised to do that should have already been done that haven't been done. And now you're like kind of just flopping, like whatever the word is, like you're worried, so you're panicking. That's the word, panicking.
Yeah, basically.
So, and they're probably not even really panicking because people are still buying their shit. But there's a lot of people that are upset because, like, for years they've been doing the in-game store, which you know about.
Hmm. That's why.
And
That's why I didn't buy that JoJo thing because I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna play this game at all. Like the
yeah,
JoJo thing is cool, but I'm like, yeah. And on top of that, like I was looking through that store and I was like, there's so much stuff that's locked behind that whole currency thing, and it's like every other game that you want to get any like customizable shit.
yeah.
Because do I have one that made me really sad, and it's part of the news. So we'll get to that.
Um, what's it called? Yeah. So people were just talking about like basically things like the player base has already been saying for years, like, you know, we don't like that we have to like pay for all this armor. There's no good armor sets, and just like that's overall disappointing. Like, you know, there's no reason to grind, so why would I play this game? Because this game is all about grinding.
Yeah.
So, um, you know, I thought about it and I was just like, would I actually come back for an armor set? I was like, no, I don't really give a fuck. Like, even if it's a free armor set, like, it's not enough for me to go. It's not enough for me even to re-download the game because I just deleted it yesterday.
Hmm.
To re-download the game, get the armor set, and then delete the game again. Like, I don't even want to do that. I just don't care enough anymore about this game.
Damn. So you're done. You're done with Destiny.
Unless they make major changes, like, I don't know. It's the same thing with Diablo 4. Like, they don't have enough content for me to actually want to play.
Yeah, because I was about to ask you, because I'm eventually going to start Diablo 4. You know, obviously for the story stuff, but like I'm very curious as to like what's happening with this season. Like, what is supposed to be the main attraction, and like what is actually happening. Because I keep hearing about like the nerfs that's happening to a lot of characters, and like that's making people really pissed, and like
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about all that because I haven't been following it anymore.
it just made you sad.
Yeah, it's the replayability is bad.
Mm.
Like for the hardcore grinders, for some reason they love it, and I don't get it. But
Quick
yeah, I don't
question:
know.
were you a hardcore grinder back in the day, or?
Yeah, I used to. Diablo 2 was the game I would like go to school, come home, hop on, max my character, same thing like over and over and over. I was a kid, so I didn't max it fast, but me and my brother would just help me run through and like level my character. And then as I got older, I learned how to do it, so I would just do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I re-downloaded Diablo 2, the remake.
Oh, Resurrection. Yeah,
Yeah, Resurrection, and I deleted Diablo 4. It's like it's so fucking boring.
Damn.
It's crazy because like the thing they got right was how the characters feel,
Mm-hmm.
and like from 3 to 4, the characters feel so much better. Like the spells, everything. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. It's such a cool game. And then they just made like such a small map. I know people will think like, you know, like what are you saying? Like this is not a small map. It's a small map. You think about any other game, Legend of Zelda, giant fucking map, Elden Ring, like all these things, and like, you know, you get people that are like, you know, well, you're asking for too much, and it's like, not really, not really. I'm asking for exactly what I'm supposed to be asking for, which is what I want, you know. And if this is like what Blizzard is gonna be, it's like I'm just done with Blizzard. Especially like, you know, I don't know. I played World of Warcraft years ago. That fell off for me because like the content drip felt bad back then,
Mm-hmm.
and then I saw like they took away talents at one point. I don't know if they put them back, but they had like just taken away so much over time. I'm like, why? Like, you're literally killing the reason hardcore players even want to play this game.
It's so weird because like Blizzard has created so many multiplayer games that people love, but then like over the course of like months, they tend to like fuck it up. Like Overwatch is a perfect example of that. Like you said, World of Warcraft, and now Diablo. So it's like,
So, if you remember anything good that came out, Overwatch, I don't think Overwatch was good when it came out. But
no, Overwatch is kind of, it's weird because like you had to buy it at a premium price, and it's like it's kind of bare bones. It's only multiplayer, and back then it wasn't like particularly like well serviced in a way.
people loved it.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
it
but
did
that's
come out, there were people that loved it, and it just wasn't my style of game.
but that's the
But
thing. Yeah,
like,
people loved it.
but when it did come out, it was a good game. Diablo 1 and 2, they came out good games. Warcraft 1, 2, 3, great games. StarCraft 2, great games. World of Warcraft, great game. Many expansions were great. It's when Activision partnered or whatever
Oh,
bought
when they
them. I don't know if
merged,
they bought them,
they
but when
yeah.
they merged, that's when you saw a huge decline in
Yeah,
all this stuff, and it's like,
that is true. Yeah, because
oh, okay,
Bobby,
Activision does bad things.
I just blame it on Bobby Kotick. That's all you got to blame it on. Just
I
Bobby
mean,
Kotick.
I'm sure it's partially him, but like, I think I talked about it last time I talked to you, like last podcast,
Mm.
where there's a video going around where like these people are just like talking about Blizzard, and the dude was like, just so you know, like nobody that you like that worked at Blizzard works there anymore.
Yeah,
Literally anybody touching your games that you loved are
essentially
ruining
gone.
them, are never gonna make them any better, and you should just let Blizzard go and like be happy with what you had.
Yeah,
And like he's not saying it in a mean way or malicious way of like be happy with what you had. He's just
yeah.
like
It's
just
more.
remember it as like a happiness. It
Yeah,
sucks that you're not gonna get it again, but
yeah. Like your nostalgia is not gonna be the same. Like obviously,
you're never gonna get it back. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing with BioWare. Like a lot of people from BioWare, like you got to remember that a lot of people from the old BioWare days are essentially gone.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's tough, bro.
Oh shit, bro! I just noticed. Sorry, I'm watching the league thing, and they put up Twitter posts. They put up Twitter posts of like what's going on with the fans and stuff. Like they're like, yeah, this team's gonna win or this team's gonna win, and they now have an X symbol on it, which like it's
Oh
just
yeah.
crazy to me because like
Did you
I'm so used to seeing Twitter.
did you see this thing that like Elon's planning on taking off block as
Yep.
an option? That's
Such a
wild.
good idea.
That's wild.
I have so many people blocked that I don't want to like deal with.
I have them on mute, but like there's only been like a couple people I've had on block, but it's just for my sanity.
I've had people. I don't know if the word harass would be right, but it feels like harassing me. Um, when they don't like something, right? Like I comment and they're like, "You're wrong," and I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm not," but whatever. And then they just like forward more
Block.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just block them because I'm like, I don't care enough. Like I don't want to see you, and I know the mute, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it's dumb that you like why I. There's no way like that's like taking up too much resource or something using a block function.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a lot of people were pointing out in like Apple's terms of services, like certain social media websites need to have the block button regardless. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how he's gonna try to like maneuver around that. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Besides Elon making things shitty, anything else happen in your week? Or 2 weeks? 3 weeks? 2 weeks.
Dude, I don't know how long it's been.
It feels like 3 weeks, but it's technically been 2.
Can't remember if I told you, but I watched this show called The Rookie.
Oh yeah, with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. I finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a good show. I don't know. I really enjoy like drama cop shows, and I don't know why. It's like those things that like people like I know other people would be like, this shit is trash, and I'm like, I know, but I don't know why I like it. I just love it. I'm sorry.
I'm curious because like that show is like, is it drama or is it a dramedy? Because I keep seeing clips and like it's like a lot of them are meant to be like comedic takes and stuff like that.
Yeah, they'll be like tee and then they're like a serial killer's following me, and you're like,
Yeah.
ah!
yeah. Okay, I can see it.
It's like 4 times more serious than Brooklyn 911, but it has like a 1% Brooklyn 911 jokiness to it.
Okay, gotcha. Doesn't have that Andy Samberg in it.
No, man, I love Brooklyn 911. I know no one was so good, but yeah, so like this show, man, like I think like my favorite part about it is like usually they have like a lesson learned thing where they're at the end, like,
okay.
they're like, oh, and the reason we're a big happy family is because we're safe and lock our doors or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just like little things that make you happy. And like I think actually that is exactly why I like this show. The reason I really like this show is they don't like tiptoe around what to do in the situation. They're not like, oh man, we need to go get guns and then kick the door in and
Yeah.
arrest these people.
Mhm.
They're like, okay, you go around back, I'll stay up front. We're gonna sweep the house and then we're gonna go upstairs. And it's like,
Would you?
for sure, it's not exactly what police do.
I was about to say, would you say this
But
is more cop propaganda?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's some of it in there, but
Mhm.
like when they're doing the like sweep of the house, it looks way more realistic than other TV shows where they're like they walk in and they like shine a flashlight, they go clear, like these dudes are like looking at like it's time consuming and like
Yeah,
people.
I was
I
about to
know
say
other people probably don't like it, but like
it looks more.
feels good.
Yeah, it looks more realistic than reality, where cops just barge in.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, they do. They kick doors in and shit in this, but
Yeah.
like again, like if they're going down a hallway and there's like 3 doors, 2 on the right, 1 on the left, they'll walk side by side. They'll check the doors together, or like one checks one, then one checks one, then one checks one, and they're like just like doing what the like. This is what like I don't know. Like it feels like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Again, like I don't know if this is like exactly like what real life would be like, but I would assume you'd be watching each other's back, checking everything, so you're not gonna get fucked.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. I really, really, really like that aspect of the show. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you're enjoying it, why not?
Yeah. Next season's supposed to come out, but because of the writer's strike right now, they are probably gonna get it out early next year.
Mhm.
So hopefully.
Okay. All right. Enjoy your cop propaganda.
I watched the new Futurama episodes. They are just as good as old Futurama.
Okay.
Super happy.
Owned by Hulu now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it's so funny the years, like how the logos just change on the fucking show.
Because like, what was it? It was originally Fox, and
It
then
was like Fox, Comedy
Central, and now Hulu.
No, somebody else had it too.
Oh,
Like TBS or something.
yeah. You're right. Some other major network had it. Yeah.
It's been like 4 different networks now. Well, this will be the 4th one and 5th one. I don't know.
I'm kind of glad that they poke fun at that of just being like owned by different networks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, their opening is like something about it. I don't know. I really liked it because like I think Fox sold them, and then
yeah,
when somebody else bought them, they were like, "Man, I don't know why we're back," or something. It was something.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, those
It's
fucking
like,
people over at Fox. And
good
it's like,
news, everybody.
fucking,
Owned by a new studio. It's so dope.
I love them so much.
Yeah, it's weird because like I really do like Futurama. I never really got into The Simpsons, and I gave a shot to the Netflix show Disenchanted. I think it's called.
Dude, it's like 50-50.
Yeah, Disenchanted is like really 50-50. But like Futurama has just always like been fun. I don't know why.
I forced myself to watch the rest of Disenchanted because I was like, well, if we never get Futurama again, this is what I have.
This is the only
So
thing
I
I
was
could go
like, I
back
have
to.
to like put support in it,
Yeah. It's weird because like didn't they like try to end Futurama like multiple times?
Yeah, every time that it people were like, well, we just don't even want to, nobody wants to pick it up. It's like no other network wants to pick it up. And what's it called? And the current people don't want to use it anymore. They would end it and like the show would die, and like every time they came back they would make a joke about like, well, I thought it was the end, what happened,
Yeah. I remember.
Like this one when they came back, the ending from the last time was Leela and Fry grew old together and they were literally dying.
Yeah.
And then this that opens up and like they're young again for some reason. I can't remember the exact scenario, but they're like, what? Like what's going on? And they're like, come into this and you can live or something. I can't remember. I don't know. Leela and Fry look at each other and they go, well, you want to do it all over again? And she was like, there's nobody that I'd rather do it than with you. And they go back in time and they get to do it again, and then they're like just living their life.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think it's another reason I like Futurama. I like shows, I guess, like that when they're like you kind of learn a lesson sometimes, and like or like it's like heartfelt here and there, kind of like Scrubs.
Oh man, Scrubs.
Such a good show.
It is.
The other thing I've been watching is called Locked Up Abroad.
I think I've heard of it. Mm-hmm.
And this is like just people going to jail for dumb reasons. The most like recent one I watched was a dude went to jail in South Korea. He had a really bad home life, and he went to South Korea to like get away and like become a new person, basically. And he was like, I went here, stopped doing cocaine, I stopped drinking, and I was like really happy teaching English for 5 months, and then like for some reason he just was like, I want cocaine again.
Ah, damn.
And some dude introduced him to Molly, and then his friends from work wanted Molly, and then he became a low-level drug dealer. I don't know how the fuck this happens, but he became a high-level.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a little
He
bit.
became a high-level drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Like because he was selling to his friends and more people, and I don't know. He left to go to Taiwan for a bit. His place got raided while he was gone. His girlfriend said don't come back, and then he went to like I think a Taiwan prison. I can't remember what prison he went to, but he went to a prison, and he was just like, man, it really sucked. And then I think he like got sent home to like America's prison, and they were like, yeah, you don't have to go to prison anymore, because like over in like Taiwan they were like it's 26 years.
Shit.
And in America, well, they're like any other country other than America, well, not other than America, but other countries that are like huge on like you can't have drugs in this country.
Usually Asian countries, yeah.
So when he got to America, they were like, I mean, I think he spent a year or two in that prison, and they were like, spending that long in that prison is like spending 20 years in our prison, so you can just like go home. And he was like, thank you, I'll never do anything bad like that in my life. He's like, I'm so sorry, mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just good stuff.
Okay. Planning on getting locked up abroad?
No, man, but
But I say, don't do drugs in the Philippines unless you want to be beheaded.
Yeah, I mean, I would never go. Right? I'd probably never go there. But I also like don't do drugs, so
yeah,
that too.
Well, you don't do any drugs? You don't drink coffee?
Nope, I don't drink coffee.
Oh, okay.
Do you drink coffee?
Yeah, I drink coffee.
Are you?
Am I currently drinking coffee?
Who are you? No.
Yeah, like I've been drinking coffee for like the past like couple minutes.
Oh shit! I was looking at like trying to see what shows I've been watching because I don't remember. My brain's small.
Mm-hmm.
There's Depp versus Amber Heard, a series.
Oh yeah, Netflix. I don't know. I don't really trust those documentaries about like court cases like that, like something that happened just recently, because it seems like a lot of it is like very biased towards like one side.
Oh, you don't trust Andy Depp?
Wait, what?
What?
Andy Depp?
What do you mean? Who are you?
Wait, what are you talking about? Is that who directed it?
No. I was trying to call him like Amber Depp.
Oh, Amber Depp. He said Andy Depp.
Said Andy.
I thought it was like that's why I was like, when you said that, I thought it was like a family member that made the thing and like was obviously one-sided for Johnny.
No.
I was like, that proves my point. But no, you wanted to make a little funny haha, and then it ended up not working.
Hilarious.
But you watched it. How was it? Did you?
Well, no, I didn't watch that. I just saw it was up there. I just noticed.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay, I thought you watched it and you would be like,
No,
you know
now I'm
what,
gonna watch it and I'm gonna
I
tell you next
agree.
time about how great it is.
Yeah, you tell me
I'm
how
gonna
great
agree
it
with
is.
Amber Heard.
Yeah, and you would be like, you know what, Johnny did deserve shit in his bed.
He
That's right.
absolutely deserves somebody to take a dookie in his fucking bed.
He needed that. He needed to be brought back down to earth and realize the earth is made out of shit. So,
He didn't know his name is Poopy McMyers and the Pooperson.
yep, there we go. It's a good joke.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So the same way I found that cop show,
The Rookie, you mean? Yeah.
I found this other show called Devil in Suburbia, and it's all about like, I think the like idea behind it is your family could always kill you, or like
Okay.
or like people in like suburban like good housing areas is what you like would think, you know, like we're like all I'm doing like air quotes, like you would think good people live here, right? Like nothing bad's gonna happen type area, right?
Mhm.
Cul-de-sac type shit. So these the one I saw that made me want to watch it, like a little snippet from it was I think it was a young boy was in the hospital and his mom kills him in the hospital by like feeding him something he shouldn't have. I don't know if he's allergic to it or what. I just haven't watched this episode yet.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know, I saw it and like that shit always triggers me and makes me annoyed. And then I'm like, well, now I want to watch this to see if this fucking person is that much of a piece of shit.
Mhm.
And then I watch it and I'm like, yeah, I confirm she's a piece of shit, or he or whoever, right?
Yeah.
So I went through 4 episodes of this. I went through 2 episodes. It looks like the one episode was a family of like 9, including the parents. They homeschooled their kids, and this kid was like growing up in YouTube era, not like beginning of YouTube era.
Mhm.
So he had a bunch of videos of him like trying to make YouTube videos and stuff, and they thought like raising their kids at home with like, you know, the right values and stuff would keep them away from like negative stuff and all that stuff. Like that's what you learn in the beginning. In the end, you learn that one of the kids called 911. The police get there. A daughter has her throat cut, and they like take her. Like they kick the door in because they could hear someone need help. The daughter's laying there. They pick her up. They get her to an ambulance. They take her to the ICU or whatever the fuck it would be in this like case. And they find the kids. 2 of the brothers ran out the back door. And they find them with body armor on, and they have knives with them, and they literally stabbed their entire fucking family to like 7 people to death. Which is insane.
Oh no, yeah. Sorry, this was similar to a story that remember you mentioned to me about that kid at the birthday at the sleepover, right?
Yep, the ISIS kid.
Yeah.
These kids killed their entire family, including the mother and father, which is crazy, by the way. That like, I mean, they're not children because they were like, I think like 16, 18, something like that.
Oh shit.
So like they were like bigger, but like
obviously disturbed.
I'm just trying to think of like, you would have to, so like if someone wanted to kill you, right? They would have to catch you off guard. And if it was like a family member, like they'd probably stab you in the back first, right? Because like that was, I wouldn't go at somebody from in front of them.
Look, man, I can't give you anything because like I'm not gonna say like I'm gonna incriminate myself, but it's just like I've never had a thought of doing that to a family member. So it's like
no, I'm not saying like saying
hypothetically.
Like, what I'm saying is like, how would you like be off guard from something like that? Because like if I saw somebody coming at me with a knife, I would fight to save myself. So I would assume they like
But
it's just crazy to
did
me
they
that like
attack them when they were sleeping? Was that like the whole thing?
nah, I don't think I think I don't know. I there was a lot to like process in it, so I
Hmm.
don't really remember if they were sleeping or not. Um, it sounded like they were in like a living room area, so
Hmm.
it was late for sure. But I don't know. I don't know. It's overall it's just crazy to me to like dead like I don't know if their family did it to them. I don't know.
Hmm.
But these kids they get the kids to take them into custody and they talk to them about it and there's like video of this and the kids are like you could literally like one of the kids is like said to the as they're arresting him one kid said to the other kid, I'm happy with what we've done today, like this was good, and like that like just completely takes away any like idea of like being like I'm crazy, you know, or like
Hmm.
it's gross type of shit. So
Yeah.
um and then they take them in and they talk to them and of course one of the kids is like I didn't know what I was doing, and then the other one was like yeah, I mean like this was fun today, I had fun, it was great, you know, these people deserve to die, whatever. And then you find out they've been planning it for over a year. And they tried to get one of the sisters in on it, but the sister was like, no, fuck you. Then told the parents, and the parents were like, yeah, we'll deal with it. And then they didn't deal with it. And on top of all of that, uh, the kids ordered guns to the house. And were I have no fucking idea how these kids were able. They got ammunition, guns, all this stuff online, ordered to their fucking front door. And what they were gonna do was, until they got caught, they were gonna kill random people as they ran away.
Jesus.
Yep.
Ugh. Christ.
I'm sorry, dude. Um, but yeah, it's a good show overall. Like, I mean,
Recommend.
like,
We'll recommend.
I, I don't know. I mean, like, I always think like things like this are like just good knowledge to have. You know, just
Yeah.
to remember that like people are shit. Some
There's
people are good for sure.
there's no hope in humanity. Okay.
No. There's good people for sure. But like you do need to remember like this is a possibility.
Yeah.
It's always a possibility, you know?
That's why I stay indoors.
I mean like of course go out and do stuff, but like
Nah, fuck
again,
that. Who
like
needs outside?
I mean League of Legends, right? So
Sure.
and then the other one was a more simple one. The father this guy married he was like 30, I think. Then he married like a 16-year-old and they had a kid and like he was from Egypt and he would take his kids back to Egypt every week or every summer, and he would never let his children date, and he would record them constantly, and he would literally follow them everywhere they went. Um, and he had two girls and a boy, but he would
Mm.
only follow the girls. He wasn't worried about the son for some reason.
Yeah.
Um, and they dated and stuff, and then he like no joke like when they dated, he moved to a completely different state so they couldn't have boyfriends
Whoa.
anymore.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it.
And then they kept secret from the new boyfriends they had, and then he found out and like he shot them in a cab he owned. Um and they're like part of the like thing in this is like they have the call, the 911 call where the daughter's literally like, I'm dying, I've been shot by my dad. And then she dies.
Jesus.
and and this guy got away and hid for like I don't know, like I think I can't remember the exact number, but like if I thought they said something like 10 years or something.
Mhm.
Like he was able to hide for that long, and then like somebody got called to like fix a pipe or something in the house, and they saw him, and he's on the FBI's most wanted list. So
Oh shit. Uh huh.
the guy called his boss and was like, "Hey, I think this is this guy." FBI like linked up and like had to
Yeah.
make sure, and then like they like knocked on the door and the brother was there and he was like, no, nobody lives here, and the father went on like ran, and then I can't remember how they found him again. Like he still lives in the same place, I think. I don't think he left, but like they ended up catching him, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, like it's crazy, like the lengths people will go to like get the fuck away. Also, you're a piece of shit for killing kids.
Basically. It's like, yeah. Damn, man. It's fucking... Shit makes me sad.
So disappointing, for sure.
It is. It's really fucked up.
Like, I don't know how people can be that way.
I don't know either. Anything else?
Yeah. Called. Oh, I tried watching Lethal Weapon.
You say tried.
I made it like 75% of the way through.
Oh,
And, like, I hated it.
Oh, okay.
I used to love the Lethal Weapon movies, and I was watching recently, and like, you know the like smooth jazz they play.
Yeah.
It's really bad, and then the acting on top of it's pretty bad too. So whatever.
Wow, you hate Mel Gibson?
Yes, that is accurate to say. I do not like Mel Gibson.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep, that's it.
All
Other
right.
things I haven't really done.
Sorry, as you're talking, I'm looking up like the 1990s Ninja Turtle figures that I really, really wanted, and apparently they're doing a restock of them. They're like
Nice.
1/4 figures, but they're like 120 each. They're very pricey. But they're like big. They're like that. Ninja Turtles Teenage. All right, sorry. Anything else you got?
I do love Ninja Turtles.
That's great.
Anything else? I stopped playing Kenna, whatever.
You stopped, or you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I put it on hold for now. I haven't really been playing PlayStation really.
wow! So much hate for PlayStation.
And I tried Warzone recently, and still don't really like it.
But I say, isn't it still like a buggy, glitchy mess with a bunch of hackers?
It's better. I played Warzone for a while, like since the first one came out, and like, well, it has its bugs. Same thing with Blackout. When Blackout was in Black Ops 3 or 4. Or
Oh man, I feel so bad because I really did like Blackout.
Yeah, and I think all of this stuff, like, it's buggy.
Yeah,
like, for sure. Blackout was fucking grossly buggy.
yeah.
But I still have fun playing it.
I still have that clip of me like wigging out during I think it was Wade. I think it might have been you as well.
Probably, yeah.
And like just like connecting to the map was just like it was just wigging out, like the connection was being lost for some reason.
You just reminded me I should be playing Zombies.
Yeah, you're welcome.
God, Zombies is so much fun.
Bro, I know this is part of our news, but like since Modern Warfare 3 is coming out, I still have not played the first one. Because I just want to play it through the campaign to see how it is.
Played the first one?
No, I was planning on streaming it.
Dude, you should just play the story. Like, I mean, obviously, but like, you really should just go play the stories.
Guess what? Going to be streaming that eventually, maybe. I don't know when.
Jesus, I'm excited for that, for real.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Cool.
Anything else on your mind?
Oh no.
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 That's it. That's it for your 2 weeks league.
Cloud9 is in the finals.
Oh yeah, that we were talking about that.
In case you were wondering.
Yeah, you said BTS is gonna be there, so okay.
No, BTS isn't gonna be. Bro, if BTS shows up, people are gonna lose their fucking mind.
Damn, that would be a crazy show. People will be like, "This was the best league of all leagues."
It's true. I think they really would.
Maybe that might get a lot of K-pop stands to like play League. Who knows?
I think they already do. If you're a K-popper, you're probably a leaguer. Because you know.
I don't know. That's racist. But anyways,
that's racist. What do you mean?
What do you mean Japanese stuff? You mean Korean stuff?
Oh, is that K-pop? Oh, Korean pop.
Wow.
So J-pop would be Japanese pop.
Wow. It just hit you now.
Look, man. I don't come to your work and tell you how to flip burgers.
Destiny 2. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Mambo number 5.
Yeah.
All right.
The weekend.
Did you anything else you want to add? Or
No.
All right. I guess it's my turn because I did fucking nothing. I worked. I slipped. I have a big ass bruise on my arm.
Oh, I thought you said you slept, like sleeping.
Nah, I slipped. I got a big ass bruise on my arm.
You slip at?
I was moving a house. Funny enough, my boss's house. And I was going down the ramp, and the thing is that the ramp for the company I'm at for the truck is like really shitty, and it was raining. It was wet. So the problem was that I was going up the ramp, and I was getting some stuff out, and I'm descending down the ramp, and that's where I slipped. And the thing that really like annoyed me was that like I wear work boots, and they're supposed to be non-slip, and the fucking thing, I've slipped like multiple times before, but so far this bruise has shown that like this one has been the worst. But what made it, what I got more pissed off at is that I slipped a second time, and I'm like, I was telling my coworkers like, I'm not going up the ramp, not anymore. So the truck driver, for the company came out, and he's like, do you want me to move the truck so it's like more level with the stairs? I'm like, please. And he's like, all right, I got you. So he moved it, and it eventually became more straight rather than inclined. But yeah, it's just that ramp is really shitty, but that's besides the point. But I haven't been playing too much stuff, to be honest. Not even watching. I just been coming home, sleeping most of the time, waking up, going to work. I guess for stuff that I watched, sad that Wellesley is not here since he is dead again. I finished the latest season of Baki. So that season was really dumb.
What the fuck is Baki?
So Baki is a anime/manga about martial arts. So if you probably have somewhat heard of it. It is very well known in obviously Japan, but funny enough, if you want to know something funny, do you know about this show called Beast Stars that's on Netflix? About like the animals? You've probably seen like promos for it.
I really don't think I have.
Okay, so just to like, I guess, make the thing that I'm trying to make, the manga artist for Beast Stars is the daughter of the manga artist that does Baki. So it's like, that's where it's like really funny. It's just like, that manga is obviously very, very different compared to Baki. But like, Baki is about like underground martial arts, a bunch of fighters fight one another, and each arc is very, very different. But the overarching story is the main character, Baki Hanma, is an underground fighter. He's fighting to basically surpass his father, who is another underground fighter, but he's like considered to be the most dangerous man in the world, kind of shit. Originally the whole plotline was for revenge, but then like obviously the story gets a little bit more goofier because you're introduced to different characters from around the world, who also participate in the underground fights, and you kind of get like this whole dumb thing of like, oh, how far can martial arts go and this and that. So this latest season was essentially, they found a prehistoric caveman that used to hunt dinosaurs. and basically they thaw him out, and he awakens. And basically all these fighters from around the world hear about this and are like, we want to fight this dude. Because if this thing was a hunter of T-Rexes, you can only imagine how dangerous he is. So we want to fight that. So they're all stupid. They're all just dumb idiots that want to fight and like don't know when to realize that they got to stop fighting. But to be fair, there was a lot of stake in this season because the interesting part was the caveman guy. His name was Pickle because, yeah, whatever. I think it was because like the block of ice was like salt water, and like, you know, he was like basically fermenting in like salt water, so they called him Pickle. It's really stupid. But they were like, yeah, Pickle only considers you a threat and will honor you if he defeats you and then eats you. So that was like the stake at hand, is that like all of these dudes are like, if we're gonna have to fight this guy, he's gonna think that we're food. So there was that. But how it ends is just like, it's really dumb. And then I was like, I'm curious. I'm like, is Baki still going? And I think it still is. Funny enough. And I'm reading like what the next arc is, and it's even more stupid. Like, it's incredibly dumb in where it goes. But I think it's weird because like well, no, actually it's the arc after the one I'm thinking of that gets really dumb. But the next arc is supposed to be Baki against his father, essentially. And then the next arc is something incredibly stupid. So do you want me to reveal what the stupid shit is?
I don't care.
Okay, you don't care. So I guess spoilers for Baki if anybody cares.
It won't bother me.
So, do you know who Miyamoto Musashi is?
No.
So, Miyamoto Musashi in Japan, like folklore and I think historical like events, he was considered to be, or is considered to be, the sword saint. He was known to be deadly with the sword, with a samurai sword, and like was considered to be one of the greatest warriors. The manga Vagabond is about Miyamoto Musashi, funny enough. And I love that manga because it really characterizes him of like more than just a myth. It makes him look human. But anyways, so this the particular arc I'm talking about, Baki, is essentially they clone Miyamoto Musashi and let the clone go out and fight people as like an experiment. It's so stupid. I was like, wait, what? And then afterwards they clone like a famous sumo wrestler and make him fight. Like, it's so stupid. And I'm like, what? Why? What is the point of that? I don't know. Baki is really fucking dumb. But I think the reason why I enjoy it is because it has the same thing as what I like about JoJo. Is I know a lot of people would say that like over-explaining something would kind of deteriorate like the fantasy and like the wonderment of certain things. But for some reason, JoJo works because it has the tendency to over-explain certain like things that you don't really understand. So like, for example, in JoJo, they try to explain how the power of these ghosts things that appear, what their power does and how it affects the person in like a scientific method. It's really dumb when you like try to get to like the nitty gritty of it, but I do like it because it's like, okay, it makes it somewhat a little bit more understandable, but still I know a lot of people would fucking hate that being over explained, something that they just don't want to be over explained about. So Baki has that same thing where it tries to over explain a lot of martial art techniques and like the idea of like how far the human limits can go, or like, I don't know, like pressure points and that shit, or how bones bend and that kind of shit. So it's like, it's really, really stupid in that sense. Basically, the over explanation adds to the stupidity of the series. So, but I enjoy it for some reason. But yeah, this was this season of Baki. Caveman. Pickle. And what else did I watch?
Get pickled.
I watched a B movie called The Caller. It stars I forget the lady's name, but it has Malcolm McDowell. The reason why I watched it was because I've been watching a lot of Red Letter Media. So they talk about like a lot of B movies and stuff like that. So they just made a mention of this one movie called The Caller. and basically they try not to like give the twist, but essentially the movie starts out as this whole first and second act of like something completely different, and then towards the third act, literally towards the end, is where it becomes a genre bending, not bending, but like it switches its genre completely, which I was not expecting. But the whole premise is like this lady is going to a cabin in the woods, and she is expecting like somebody for dinner, and all of a sudden this random man just shows up at her door, and they kind of play this like whole game of like figuring out, all right, is the guy a killer, or is the lady like considered to be a killer? Because like some of the stuff that she's saying doesn't add up, and like some of the guy, what he's saying doesn't add up. So it's like this whole back and forth thing, and they're kind of playing like this almost like a cat and mouse game. But obviously, like I said, towards the end of the movie is where something just completely shifts in the story. I liked it, but I liked it towards the end, funny enough. But it is a B movie, so there are some criticisms I do have, because like it feels, when you're watching it, it feels like a play. You understand what I'm saying? Like it feels very theatrical. But there is a reason why it's like that, and it feel like once you watch this movie and get to the end, you start to understand why things that you were like, it's so obvious why the main character did not do this, or why the lady character did not do this. Didn't do it, obviously. Because like there's a lot of moments where it's like, why would you keep running into the same guy all the time? You know, and why would you, take up on his offers when he's like, oh, let me give you a ride back to the cabin. It's like, why would you say yes? And it's like, once you get to the end of the movie, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. But yeah, it's on YouTube if you're interested. It's like an hour and like 20 something minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. Funny enough, it's like one of those like YouTube channels that just uploads movies, and like YouTube just never takes it down because it's that old, or it's a B movie.
Called again? Caller?
The Caller. 1980 something, I think it's called. It has Malcolm McDowell in it.
Caller, like a collar you put around your neck, or calling somebody?
Call. Like phone call.
Call me.
I'm not gonna call you. But I like it because I like Malcolm McDowell. I think he's a good actor. And yeah, it's just a very theatrical kind of feeling, but it becomes obvious towards the end. Just want to keep that in mind if you're interested in watching it, because like you're like, it feels like they're overplaying a lot of things, but then, like I said, towards the end you get it.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched Kill Bill Volume 1.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's been a while since I've watched it, and I completely forgot that the Japan stuff is the first movie. I thought the Japan stuff was the second movie. It's not.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, right? But yeah. And it's weird because like going back to it, and like it's on Amazon Prime, so it's like there's some like trivia stuff from the IMDb. And it's just interesting to see that like some of the trivia stuff of like, Tarantino was making a reference to this one Japanese movie about samurais, like Shogun Assassin, and like he was making another reference to the Shaw Brothers, and it's like just interesting to see like, oh yeah, like obviously from what I've been watching, I do like Shaw Brother movies, so it's like, oh yeah, I can see the references from that, and like, just kind of enjoy it. Just want to make a note. My God, Lucy Liu is an attractive woman. Oh my God. But that's besides the point. Kill Bill is a very, very good movie. I really liked it because it feels like Tarantino really wanted to make an action movie, and like he is a huge fan of those old kung fu movies and a lot of those Japanese samurai movies. So it's like you can see that he has a love for them, and that's why when making Kill Bill, you see a lot of the homages to those particular movies. Yeah, still enjoyable. Probably will watch Volume 2 eventually, probably this week. Anything else? I started watching this show called Snowfall. I think
yeah, I tried watching it.
I haven't gotten through the first episode. I'm like halfway through it, but
Yeah.
I kind of dig it. I'm really digging it. Because my coworker goes on about how good the show is, so I wanted to give it a shot because it was either that or going back and watching season 2 of Atlanta, which I will probably do.
I need to start Atlanta.
Atlanta's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Snowfall. I'm liking it, and I'm still watching Ultraman. So, oh, did I not write this down? I did not. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Anyways, but yeah, I'm still watching Ultraman. Ultraman is still pretty fun. I just watched an episode last night. A bunch of men in rubber suits fighting each other. And it's great because like literally the first opening is like, well, no, like the first like 10 minutes, they talk about like these scientists. They went to like this island that has been closed off for years, and like they reopened it in order to like observe the nature of that island, and like the and basically the island is just overrun by a bunch of like giant monsters. So it's funny because like the episode, like each episode opens up with the title card for Ultraman, and then at the end of the title card it basically lists all the monsters you're gonna see. So for this episode it's like I think like 4 different monsters you see, which is like the really funny part. And yeah, like I said, like in the opening 10 minutes, these 2 monsters are fighting one another, and one of the monsters just grabs the other monster's wing and just rips it off. And I'm like, holy shit! Like, oh my god! But it's really it's enjoyable. Ultraman is still pretty enjoyable. The thing that I just remembered that I actually did watch, I finally watched Shin Kamen Rider. I'm very mixed with this movie. It's weird because like I have no reference to the original Kamen Rider, the 1970 show, but you know, obviously I do know its legacy. I like the other shows that spanned off from it, obviously. Yeah. This is the weird thing, is that so this movie is not meant to be a remake or reboot of the series. It's supposed to be like an adaptation of the director. So I think I mentioned it last podcast, is that the guy that directed this did Shin Godzilla, and he also did Neon Genesis Evangelion. So if you know Neon Genesis Evangelion, it's one of his biggest works. It's an anime, but it's one of his biggest works because it kind of goes into like a whole nihilistic ideal of humanity. And like, obviously it was coming from the heart from him, because that's, I think he stated in like multiple interviews that like he was in a very dark place at that time. So obviously towards the end of Neon Genesis Evangelion, the show goes, it's very dark. It goes very dark. And what adds to it is the movie called The End of Evangelion, which goes even more darker. But funny enough, he did what they call a rebuild series. So it's essentially Evangelion, but he gets a second chance to retell the story, essentially, and how he wants to finish it. So the movies still are dark, but they go in a much lighter tone towards the end. It's not as nihilistic as the original Evangelion. You know, some people like it, some people don't, because, you know, some people just like nihilism. But eventually he did Shin Godzilla, he did Shin Ultraman, so that's why I'm watching the original Ultraman, to have kind of an idea of like what I should know. But Shin Kamen Rider is the one that I've been super excited about because I saw all the promos for it, and I'm like, all right, it looks really good. So this movie is weird because, like I said, it's an adaptation, or it's an interpretation of what he's loved about Kamen Rider, because he's a huge fan of tokusatsu. Um, funny enough, the movie had prequel mangas kind of explaining some of like the villains and stuff like that, and trying to like give more context as to, like some of the villains' motives. I know nothing of the original show. Just want to keep that in mind. I know nothing of it. So basically, with this movie, the whole overarching premise is that this billionaire created this AI that he wanted to ensure that it would try to find the answer to humanity's happiness. All right. But this AI kind of perverts that, and the billionaire dies. So he's not able to keep up to date with it. So this AI perverts that idea and basically is like, all right, the only way humanity could achieve happiness is that they need to have a kind of struggle. So it develops an evil organization called Shocker in order to create despair in order for people to find happiness. So it eventually, you kind of get the whole rundown of that. And then it explains that it has created these agents of despair. Oh my god, it feels like I'm talking about Danganronpa. It talks about these agents of despair that are all animal-based. Because animals, I forget, there was like a whole explanation as to why it did animals. But the original Kamen Rider was supposed to be an agent of despair. He was supposed to be the grasshopper augment. But at the last minute, after he gets cyborg eyes, because that's what the Kamen Rider is supposed to be, he's supposed to be a cyborg. He becomes a protector of humanity. And the movie basically is, it moves at kind of like a breakneck speed of like trying to give like a hero's origin, but also trying to come to a conclusion. And the end of the movie feels really weird in the sense that it feels like Evangelion, but like end of No, I would say more rebuild Evangelion, but like it still shows the nihilism of humanity and like what defines the human spirit in that kind of sense. Like I said, the movie is very mixed for me because, some of the really heady stuff kind of like messes it up. But the cool thing about it is like the actual fights that the Kamen Rider has. They're fun. Like they're really like well done. And the music is fucking fantastic because I found out that it's done by Taku Iwasaki. If you don't know that name, that's fine. But he's a very well-known composer in like anime. If Wesley was here, I would have said that he is the composer for a show that we both enjoy called Gurren Lagann. Like he's a very, very, very good composer. Funny enough, there is a very well-known Japanese rapper by the name of Lotus Juice who has a song in there. And it's just fucking fun. All that music is just really good. They do like a rendition of the old theme of Kamen Rider to make it more epic. Yeah, it's really cool. But the other criticism I have is the direction of the director himself, Hideaki Anno. I don't know if I like his directing when it comes to live action stuff. Because there are certain quirks that he has when it comes to directing, but I don't know if they really translate well into live action, which is the weird thing. When he does the fights are very well done. But when it comes to like very dramatic and serious moments, something about it just feels off. Like a little off. Even though he's known for doing stuff like that, because Evangelion had a lot of very serious moments. But that was an anime. So did Shin Godzilla, but most of the time it was in a boardroom or a conference room where all the people were like talking while the monster is out in the city and like breaking shit. But with Shin Kamen Rider is like they're moving from scene to a different area, sometimes on the bike. And like, yeah, it's a very weird movie, but I would say it is worth a watch even if you don't have like any knowledge of Kamen Rider. It's still a pretty interesting watch. I'm very curious about Shin Ultraman But I'm also very curious because the copy that I have, the Blu-ray copy, is I think I mentioned this, it's like a kind of a fucked up subtitled version because they use like Google Translate. So it's like I'm very curious to see how that goes. Excuse me. But yeah, I would say we should probably have a Shin Kamen Rider watch party. There we go.
Yeah, nerds.
Yeah,
Nerd time.
yeah. So Shin Kamen Rider. Yeah, and funny thing, I was watching it with my cousin, but then my cousin fell asleep because it was on a Friday and she just finished work. So, like I was the only one awake, and I was just watching the movie, and I'm like, yeah, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. It's not like the best thing I've seen, but it's enjoyable. And trying to think, anything else that I watched? No. But before I get into video games, I have been listening to an audiobook. I have been listening to The Silmarillion. Do you know what that is?
Say again?
The Silmarillion?
No.
Okay, so you don't know what the Silmarillion is. So it is a bunch of lore stories. I could be getting this wrong because I don't want any fucking like Lord of the Rings nerd to like come hound at me. But like,
Wow.
it's basically a collective of stories of stuff that happened before, the story of the Lord of the Rings. Because technically, Lord of the Rings takes place in the Third Age. So all these stories take place in the First and the Second Age. I'm listening to the audiobook. The main reason as to why I'm listening to it is because obviously it adds more lore to the world of Lord of the Rings. But at the same time, it's being narrated by Andy Serkis. So, if you don't know who Andy Serkis is, he is Gollum. He's Smeagol from the movies. He has a very good narration voice, so that's why I'm kind of enjoying it. The only thing that I'm kind of like disliking is that there's a whole like 20 minutes worth of lore dump, all from a letter from Tolkien to his editor talking about the lore about Lord of the Rings, and it's a bunch of lore shit that you can just like not know about, all because this dude's like, well, actually, in my books. And it's just like, shut up. Just shut up. Just put it in the book.
He told Tolkien to shut up.
I did.
Maybe
told
Tolkien wasn't done writing and he jerked off too much and died.
Yeah. He was an old man. Jerked off and died. Thought about, I don't know, elves, then died while jerking off. Yeah, it's just like that was my minor criticism, but like I'm still going through it. I'm probably in the first chapter. I still have to continue reading the Diablo book because I keep forgetting I'm still in the middle of that. So there's that when it comes to book stuff. As for video games, there's only one game that I beat, and it is Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden. I think I mentioned this like on the podcast before I was playing this game. It's basically a turn-based strategy game that you play as a bunch of mutants in, I think, Poland? Because I think that's where the development company is, in Poland, or a different country, or is it Netherlands? I don't remember. Anyways, it's in Europe. But the obviously the audio is in English, so you're fine with that. And yeah, it was satisfying to beat it because it's the only difficulties you have is like normal, hard, and Iron Man. Iron Man obviously is very infamous in like turn-based strategy games because of XCOM, obviously, because you know this, right? You like XCOM, right?
Nah, I never played Oh, I played XCOM like very shortly when I think second one or third one came out or something.
Okay.
I'm just not really a fan of those types of games.
Okay.
Some are good.
I like strategy games, even though I'm not particularly good at strategizing. But anyways, Mutant Year Zero is pretty good because like the whole story is like these mutants in like a post-apocalypse are trying to find out about well, originally their mission is to find someone from their settlement to come back and basically rescue them. That's what they're trying to do. But the story kind of progresses into this whole thing of like finding out about their origins, because even the mutants in that world are like, you know, we find a bunch of mutants, but our elder of our like settlement for some reason is not a mutant. He's just a dude. So it's like they always thought to themselves that like they probably came from somewhere else. And obviously that's where the story goes. The gameplay itself is pretty neat because it's like it gives you options of taking out enemies stealthily or going full guns blazing. And obviously I started struggling a little bit through the game, and that's why I kind of like put it off for a little bit. Because like it felt like I was not really doing well when it came to strategizing, and I was just like, am I doing something wrong? Should I upgrade my weapons? This and that. But no, it's all about strategy. It's all about tactics. Because I get to the final boss and I was having a hard time with it. I'm like, I can't get this final boss. It's like, it feels impossible. And then I was looking on forums and people were like, yeah, like if you actually really think about the final boss, it's really easy, stupid. And I was reading people's strategies on how to take it down. And I'm like, oh. And then I eventually figured it out. And I'm like, oh, wow. You could, because basically all you have to do is kill the main boss first and then take out the group around the boss. Because the problem with the main boss is the boss has the ability to deflect your bullets and also revive its minions. So, you know, the best way to get through it is obviously kill the boss. Just kill the boss first and then take care of the minions. And that's what I did. And that's what kind of made it a little goofy towards the end, where it's just like, oh, I just overthought about it. It was just that simple. Just stun the boss, shoot it while it's down. If it tries to get back up, what is it called? Oh my god. Like break its joints so it doesn't move for a couple turns, and then just keep shooting at it. It's all it needed to be done. And then after that, I played the DLC, which is called the Seed of Evil. It basically is an expansion towards the story a little bit, kind of giving the main story an ending. And it introduces a new character, which is a big moose mutant. His name was like Big Khan, I think his name is. And yeah, he's just a big moose man. And yeah, that final boss becomes really goofy as well, because it's also one of these bosses where you have to strategically take care of 2 hit points for the main boss, while a bunch of other like smaller enemies are around those hit points, and you kind of have to take care of them first. So that's what I did. I took care of all the smaller guys first, and then hit the boss's main points, and that was the end of it. So, but overall, really fun game if you're looking for like a pretty good strategy game, and like interesting world, I think, is the biggest one for Mutant Year Zero, because I think it's based off a tabletop game. And yeah, I enjoyed my time with it. I know that these same developers just came out with a new game called Miasma Chronicles, which is almost in like the same vein as Mutant Year Zero, where it is a turn-based strategy RPG. So I'm very curious in like checking that out, but I'm playing too many fucking games to keep up. So I gotta cool with what I'm playing. And stuff that I'm currently playing is fucking Octopath Traveler. I finally got through a couple chapters of that. Still going. Still pretty fun, but you know, kind of grinding it out because I have certain characters that are not like at a good level, because they're like some characters I have at like level 10 while others are already like near level 40. So it's that whole goofy thing, and I don't think there's really like XP sharing for parties, unless I could be wrong, but anyways.
Wow, since I heard the name of that game, bro.
Octopath?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. Octopath has been fun. I Okay. So I know Baldur's Gate 3 is out, and I know a lot of people are having fun with it. I decided to go back to the original Baldur's Gate. So I started Baldur's Gate 1. I got it on PlayStation because it's like on sale right now. It's that enhanced edition, which comes with 1 and 2 and the expansions. So far I'm digging it. It's really interesting what they did to basically translate computer controls to console controllers. It is pretty neat. Yeah, I haven't gotten super far into it, but like the whole story is pretty interesting, where like the setup is you're basically a dude who has his foster father who's like a wizard, and your foster father's like, we got to leave this town because there are people after you, and like if anything happens to me, you got to go find my friends in order to help you with your quests. And like basically all the other stuff around you can do as well, like side quests and things like that kind of like build the world a little bit. But it is a old game, to be fair. Yeah. But it is going to be a long process because of the expansions that are in there. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 1 I'm currently playing, but hopefully by the time I finish 1 and 2 and the expansions, Baldur's Gate 3 would be super cheap on consoles because it's coming to PS5 like I think next month. I think. So yeah, there's that. If the PS5 version is not as good, I'll probably get it on PC. Yeah, it do be like that. I bought Remnant 2. I have not booted it up. I was gonna play with Wesley, but Wesley is like, you got to do a tutorial thing before you can play with other people. So I have not done the tutorial thing. So yeah, Remnant 2. And Street Fighter 6. Playing some Street Fighter 6, trying out more characters. Still playing as Marissa. I finally got to Silver Rank. Because I have not played that game online as often as I would like to. Trying out different characters, like I said. I'm debating on either going with Cammy. Most likely Cammy, I'm going to go with. DJ is pretty fun. I was talking with a friend of mine who also got Street Fighter 6, and he likes DJ. And yeah, DJ has some interesting stuff in his kit. And there was another character I wanted to try out. Oh, Zangief is also pretty fun. So yeah, just testing out different characters to see if I want to play with anyone else, which most likely I will. But the main thing that I've been playing with Street Fighter 6 is the World Tour mode. Do you know anything about the World Tour mode in Street Fighter 6?
No.
So basically, it's kind of like a I want to say super open world, but it's like in the vein of the Yakuza games, where like you have a city, you go around and you beat up dudes in the world of Street Fighter. So the reason why I'm doing the World Tour stuff is because the only way to get alternate costumes, well, there's 2 ways of getting alternate costumes for the characters, is either pay with a currency called drive tickets. Pay with the currency of drive tickets, or go through World Tour mode and basically meet with the characters in that world, create a bond with them, get that bond to 100%, and you unlock their costumes. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've been doing, is that so far I've unlocked Marissa, Cammy, Chun-Li, Ryu, Ken, DJ, and the other ones I still have to like go through. But like in order to get like their bonds pretty fast, you got to buy them gifts. And like I already found like a list of like the gifts that you're supposed to buy for the characters. And like, yeah, it's just like it gets you 5 points depending on the gift. And yeah, that's what I've been going through. And then like also the story itself is really goofy, because it's like, you know, you're just a creative character going through the world of Street Fighter, and like the underlying like little thing of the story is that like corporations are evil and corporations are corrupt. So that's kind of the whole basis of it. But like design wise, I think a lot of people would probably dislike it, because it's like go to this area of the town and get me this thing, or go to this area of the town, collect this thing, or go to this area of this town and beat this guy up and then come back to me. And it's just like a lot of back and forth and a lot of backtracking and a lot of like, I would say a lot of time eating like shit that I'm pretty sure, like I said, a lot of people would not like. But I'm doing it just to get the costumes. Like that's my only reasoning. So that's why I'm still going through it. But yeah, Street Fighter 6 is still pretty fun. I watched the Evo finals for Street Fighter 6, but we'll get to that when we get to the Evo news. And what else have I been playing? There was something else I wanted to mention. Street Fighter, Baldur's Gate. Oh, Final Fantasy 16. Haven't beaten it. Still playing through it. Got through one of the bosses that I think might be one of the bosses of the year for me. Just how it was done cinematically. And the music, fucking phenomenal.
That doesn't surprise me. The music's good.
Oh my god, it was so fucking cool. It was so cool. Yeah, FF16 still continues to be like really, really fun. And yeah, I guess for what I'm playing, I think that's basically it. I got a new capture card for my PS5. Cause my monitor that I use whenever I'm streaming, like can do 4K, but you know, doing the whole like connection through my old capture card only made it to like 1080p. So it's like, you know, I'm kind of losing the point of doing it on the monitor. So I got a new capture card that goes directly into my computer. And that outputs 4K. The only thing that it's very iffy on, and this is what I was doing on like the last stream. I was playing around with it just to see like what settings I could put it on. HDR does not translate well when streaming. Like it's able to transfer onto my screen really well, but streaming wise, it just like it comes out as like really saturated. And when I want to like want to desaturate it, it looks really gray. So it's like overall I had to turn off HDR, which was kind of a shame, but like regardless, I'm able to watch the intended 4K purposes of a PS5 on my screen. And yeah, capture card was really easy to install, and you know, all I got to do is just plug it into the back of my computer, and that's it. Anything else? No, that's it. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks. Street Fighter 6 and FF16.
You ready for Mortal Kombat?
So the beta's out, but if you pre-ordered, I did not pre-order.
Yeah, my friend's playing tomorrow.
I kind of want to play it, but I think I'm gonna wait. But so far, I've been seeing good things of MK1.
So you're not a real fan?
I like the world of Mortal Kombat. I love the fucking movie. I love the movie. The movie is my favorite movie, besides the Ninja Turtle movie. But like, I want to say I'm like a huge like Mortal Kombat head. I liked 11. I liked 11, but like 11's mechanics did not really mesh with me. But I'm digging 1's because it feels pretty cool with the assists and stuff like that. So
yeah, 11 felt like I don't know. I'm not excited for either one.
I'm more interested in the story. Obviously, I really liked 11's story. I really did like it. But I think I'm gonna wait till it releases, and yeah, I'm probably play through the story mode. So I wanted to mention that like for stream stuff, like when I beat FF16 for stream, I'm debating. Like I said, I was debating whether or not to do Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019, was it? Yeah. Or Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Ooh.
That game's out, and it looks really good.
I would say run through MW 2019. It's really easy to get through.
Okay.
So not troublesome to get like the story done.
Yeah.
So I would say get the story done real quick, beat that one so you can go do the second one before the third one comes out, and probably do like something like that, like beat the first one, then do Cyberpunk. I'm excited for that though. So I did see the a news article about that coming out soon, or it's already out, or whatever.
It's out. Yeah, it's out on PC.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm excited, man. It looks good.
Sorry, you're yawning. It sounded like a whale noise, like after you finish your sentence.
I'm so sorry, dude. I know I'm always tired, but I'm particularly tired right now.
You're very tired. All right. So that's it for our weeks.
All right, have a good one. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye. Bye. Do you want to take a break or do you want to
Yeah, I
get...
gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Okay. We'll be right back. We are back. We have returned.
Are we?
Are you ready for news? All right. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about drugs and violence, man.
All right. Bring this podcast down again. Go ahead.
Again. Oh my god. I tell you one thing about people killing.
What do you mean
people
one
on a
thing?
TV
You
show.
said 3 multiple stories.
So I tell you 3 stories about murder,
You're like,
and you don't feel safer.
don't you just want to go outside and hug somebody?
Don't
No.
you just want to go around? Well, technically, they were all family members.
Oh my god.
No, random people are probably better off.
Uh,
I don't know. Just start at the top, right? With
all right.
some AW.
AW?
I'm looking at the pinned messages.
What is AW? Oh, Alan Wake. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, usually it's like bottom to top. We're
Oh,
like
you go bottoms up? Okay,
yeah,
we can do
bottom.
that.
Okay. whatever.
We don't even know anything about Alan Wake. That's crazy.
Who?
Who got woke?
Who? Anyways, speaking of woke, you know who woke the fuck up? Nintendo. Whoa, bro. Nintendo.
They got them leaks. Was it leaked or was it just that they were there?
It kind of leaked, but it's been kind of like on everybody's radar for like the longest time.
Okay.
But yeah, there has been some leaks about Nintendo's next gen console, the Switch successor, the new Switch. If they fucking call it the new
Switch hashtag number 2.
Oh my god, if they call it fucking the new Switch, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
What if because Twitter's gone, they call it Twitter Deck?
They nah, wouldn't make sense.
Or the X Deck, and then they fight Elon for it.
If they call it the X deck, then that would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of rad. Sounds like more of like a skateboarding type of thing.
What the fuck?
But anyways, yeah. So there's leaks of this next console. The progress apparently is going pretty well over at Nintendo. Just keep hope. I think from this whole thing is just keep hope that it runs better than the Switch, and it's also backwards compatible. So
Yeah. I have a feeling we're gonna see it like
So-
mid 2024, end of 2024.
yeah, so they're Nintendo has stated that they're not planning on releasing anything up until April 2024. So we'll wait.
So I was right. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
so until spring, essentially, we'll have to wait and see what's up.
yeah.
So yeah, here's hoping Nintendo doesn't have another fucking blunder, but we'll see. They usually tend to. Sad news. Mark Margolis, also known as Ding 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 Ding
I
Ding
was
Ding.
gonna call him Hector Salamanca. You are better than me.
Ding
I
ding
don't
ding 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 ding. Yes, Hector Salamanca sadly passed away at the age of 83. Apparently,
There, in fact, was a snake in his boot.
yeah. Apparently, it was said that he had a short illness, but yeah, he has passed away. So
He was old.
rest in peace, Mark Margolis. Can't say his name right.
Thanks for being in Breaking Bad.
Thanks for playing Brownface, I guess.
Really?
He's not any kind of
He's not
Spanish.
Hispanic?
He's Jewish.
He did really well.
Did he? I mean,
Did he? I don't know. I mean,
he's very.
I liked it.
Let me see if he has any like heritage.
He looks like he's Spanish to me. It's probably because of the fucking show, but looking at his picture, it just looks like it now.
He was born into a Jewish family.
That's it. That's what we got here.
Yeah, he was born in Pennsylvania. Who knew? Jewish people can look like Latinos.
Yeah, I mean, acting is all about acting, though. So like, he made me feel like
It's
he was,
about
so it's good.
representation. All right.
Yeah, and he represented the
The ability,
Hispanic people well.
the ability of Jewish people to take other roles. Anyways,
Yeah. Wow. I don't know, man. Sounds like you're wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat to me right now.
oh no, am I slowly becoming Kanye?
Becoming puts
Yeah.
on black mask.
No,
I can't
like
see anything.
that's the thing is that like yes, Mark Margolis, like if you didn't realize that he was of Jewish descent ancestry, yeah, whatever.
He is a Jew.
Yes, he is the only thing that was kind of like iffy was his accent.
Really?
His accent was like it felt very like.
No joke. I wanted to go back and watch Breaking Bad this week. I might actually just go back and watch.
But that's the problem is no. But that's the thing is that like, in Breaking Bad, I think there's only like maybe like 1 or 2 episodes with him actually talking. The rest of the time, he's just ding 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 ding.
Oh, you're talking about like Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think because of the fact of him having a more of a speaking role, it's like it started to get more noticeable that like his accent is like over the top. It's very over the top.
Yeah, he was good at looking angry. That was cool.
Yes. That was the other thing. He did a very good facial performance as an old man going ding 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 ding. But yeah, it's like I'm trying to think who else has done that in Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad has a weird like thing of like hiring actors to play a certain race. No, I think it was just Mark Margolis. I think it was just him. That was the only weird part. Because, you know, Nacho Varga, the guy who plays him, his name is Michael Mando. Yeah. He is of Mexican descent, but he's from Canada, funny enough.
If you fucking told me he wasn't, I was going to be like, how the fuck is this? Like, what do you mean these people aren't Hispanic, bro? I would have lost my mind. Because if he wasn't, I would have been like that. I don't know how he looks like that. I don't know how he looks like that fucking person.
The one dude who is like, I don't know about the guy who plays Tuco Salamanca, and I think the twins are also of like some, I forget which descent they're from.
Or they look it though. Like there's no way they're not.
I know for a fact the guy who plays Lalo is from Mexico.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's
and I forgot how good he's a good one. I like him.
Oh my god, he's such a phenomenal. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten like in any other fucking roles at this point. He's really fucking good.
When he went to you watched all of Better Call Saul, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he goes to his apartment or whatever, and he's like basically threatening to kill him and the girlfriend or whatever at the time.
Oh yeah, with
that shit, I was like, bro, what? Like this dude's so good at this.
Yeah, he just walks in and he's like, I just want to talk to my lawyers, and he's like, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, he's just phenomenal. I think he was like the highlight of that whole. When he arrived, I was just like, oh fuck, this dude is like weirdly charming, but like there's a real creep factor to it.
Yeah. How did you feel about just because now we're talking about it, I'm just wondering, how did you feel about the El Camino movie?
I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like I feel like it wasn't really necessary.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I mean, to kind of give like an actual final ending, because I know there's going to be a bunch of people, because people can't take like anything of, you know, whether they can think for themselves, especially with like major audiences watching Breaking Bad being like, what happened to Jesse? Here's some theories on what happened to Jesse. He could have been found by the Mexican cartel. And it's just like fucking theorizing this bullshit. So I guess for the better, having that be like, this is Jesse's endpoint. This is how Breaking Bad ends. That's it. The cool part was the Mexican standoff. That was the only cool part. You remember that? Where Jesse walks... Where Jesse... Yeah, like towards the end, where he walks into the door and the guy's like, let's have a standoff. And then Jesse has a gun in his pocket.
Was that at a gas station thing?
I think it was like at some kind of like auto body shop or something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he like... Crazy how... Like, I mean, obviously it's all choreographed and shit, but it was crazy, like, if that was real, like, he made it out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. But still. Yeah, I don't know. El Camino, I thought was all right.
Yeah, I liked it. I think there were parts of it for sure that I'm like would have been better, but I think the overall like the writing and just overall making of that movie, like
Mhm.
they could have done a lot worse. Something I think did a lot worse of like a movie after a show type of thing was The Sopranos. That movie was so bad.
Well, that was a prequel movie, but still, yeah, I didn't like it because it feels like something that should have been a show because it felt like they were trying to explain a bunch of things, and then
they threw so much at you.
Yeah, and especially towards the end where it's like this character never went anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the black guy. It's just like he was interesting, but it's just like it never went anywhere. And I'm like, I don't know if he was a character that like came back in the show because I don't fucking remember. But yeah, that was just a thing that just went nowhere. And then that was also the other thing about the movie where I kind of have to give it some credit for the Soprano movie. It's just like it's the world of the Sopranos. It's not luxurious. It seems luxurious, but it's not a luxurious lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of these guys are like just dumb American Italians that just like demand respect. Yeah, you're welcome. That demand respect in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
God,
these filthy stinking Italians.
Talk about their gabagoo.
Gabagoo's so good.
But like and that was the whole thing about the series, that like it was not a luxurious lifestyle. Like it was ugly, it was filthy. You know, Tony thought that he was the biggest badass around, but like when you look at his lifestyle, it's just like it's not luxurious.
He's like depressed. And
he's depressed. Yeah, exactly. It's not a great lifestyle. And then towards the end of the movie, it's like you have the uncle character. What is his name?
Oh, Unc.
God, the one guy who was the son of Ray Liotta.
I can't remember, man.
Yeah, by the way, like the whole thing of like the twist of that being is that Junior was the one that put out the hit for that guy. And it's just like, yeah, it's like that, I guess, is kind of how you would conclude that. It's just like he's not going out in a blaze of glory. It's just like an ugly thing from somebody that was close to you taking you out.
And I mean, like, if you watch any documentary on like mob stuff, like as far as like the Italian mafia and stuff, it is that. There's a lot of like family putting hits on family.
Yeah, a lot of backstabbing.
Because people want money. It's literally just who can have more money.
Or it's just a respect thing. Because it's like, oh, you disrespected me? All right. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I would say money driven more so, but for sure, like respect is going to play. And I wouldn't even say it's respect as much as it's just like ego, right? Like
yeah, because
I'm better than you.
I think it also really cements the character of God. Look at us trying to have valid criticisms of fucking this movie that didn't need to exist. But either way, like it kind of like cements the fact that like Junior Soprano is a guy who has a very fragile ego.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're right.
He has a very fragile ego, and it's just like it's been with him for years of him being like, oh. All right, you're going to laugh at me? Okay. We'll see how that goes for you.
So let's see you laughed after I'm done laughing. You
yeah, so it's like there's just moments in that movie where it's like, okay, you can kind of like get the character. To be fair, a lot of those actors did pretty good impressions of like what their future version is supposed to look like. The guy that did Paulie Walnuts did a pretty good Paulie Walnuts impression.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paulie Walnuts, bro.
Paulie Walnuts.
He's one of the funniest. Dude.
Tony Sirico, rest in peace.
It makes me laugh so much.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that movie I feel like was not needed. I think it just really played in the whole thing of like people really missing The Sopranos. Yeah. But you don't really hear anybody talking about it as like one of the best things you can ever watch as like a prequel movie.
Once the movie came out, people criticized it.
Oh yeah,
heavily, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because like when you try to do like a TV show prequel or ending movie, it's always this bizarre thing of just like, There's not really that many I can think of that are just like, oh man, this is definitely a worthwhile watch. Because it's like, it feels like it's something that should have been per episode. But whatever, we're here.
No, you're right.
Yeah, Mark Margolis, rest in peace. We'll
We had already talked about Modern Warfare 3 got announced. The trailer dropped, so I just put this in earlier this week.
Yeah. So let's talk about Modern Warfare 3. Did you see Makarov?
Yeah. I
Did
was
you
actually
see
just gonna say nothing important, really.
No Russian?
Wait, did they drop that?
It was like in a little like phone call kind of thing. But wait, was No Russian Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah, that originally.
Weird. So wait, who the fuck is the bad guy in Modern Warfare 2?
I believe Makarov was the
No,
villain in 2.
But this one.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
I didn't play 2's story.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think Makarov was a sniper in 2. Maybe he still carried over into 3. I don't know. All I can remember from original 3 was the guy that got in trouble in Hollywood was the main villain, I think. House of Cards guy.
that was in Advanced Warfare.
Sure.
Kevin Spacey was Advanced Warfare.
Who? There was another guy, Hollywood guy, that was in 3. I just can't remember.
Ice-T?
I'm sure
He was a voice, I think.
No. There was like a main. I'm just gonna fucking hold on. I have another computer in front of me.
Okay. But yeah, Modern Warfare 3 has been revealed. The other thing is that there's news coming about being like, oh, it's gonna kind of be like a pseudo open world experience from other interviews I've been seeing about Modern Warfare 3. But yeah, the biggest thing was the reveal of Makarov and No Russian. So we'll see.
No, Makarov was the bad guy in 3 original.
Really? Why does it feel like it was a different guy in 3?
He was the secondary antagonist in 2.
This is how much I don't remember the bad guys of the original Modern Warfare, but I do remember because they were kind of bland terrorist guys. That's the only thing.
The reason I don't remember this stuff is because I only cared about multiplayer as much. Like,
yeah,
when I went through the story, I was like, cool, shooting. They were like,
No
we
Russian.
gotta protect America, and I'd be like, let's protect America.
Yeah.
Ah! And then eagles would fly and planes would come over me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get it. You felt patriotic, but that's the thing is that like, I guess that Kevin Spacey was kind of interesting in Advanced Warfare, but like it was very yeah. But that's the thing with Modern Warfare is that like, I don't remember the main antagonist of the first game.
Oh, Makarov. So what I was just reading over 1, 2, and 3. Isn't he
like the son?
He is the villain in these 3, but there's main villains that they go after first, and the other ones. The third one is just them going after Makarov finally.
I don't know. The whole reboot, rebooting has been confusing. Go ahead.
And one, they'll like be like, "There's something happening here. We got to figure out what's happening." They'll go after it. They'll be like, "This is the guy we need," and then they get that guy. They find out Makarov's the bad guy. Then 2, they want Makarov, but they still have to do something else before getting him, right? And then 3 will be the one where they go get Makarov because they're like, Makarov.
I forget.
Kind of like Makarov.
Price dies in the second one, right?
Does he?
In original Modern Warfare? I know Soap dies. Oh no, I think
right, because they're at the end. They're on the underneath the plane or something. They get like
by Shepard. I think the guy's name is that. I
Ghost
remember.
doesn't die though. I think Soap dies. Yeah, I don't think Shepard dies.
Ghost dies.
It's either no. Ghost doesn't die.
No, Ghost died.
No. Ghost died. Wink. Ghost didn't die.
Why are you saying wink? Don't wink.
Because Ghost didn't die. It's like Ghost died, but he didn't die. You know what I'm saying?
We saw the man get shot through the head.
Yeah, but he's Ghost, so Ghost don't die.
He used his ghost ability that he's been keeping a secret. Oh my god.
Feels like they thought I had a head.
I can astral project if you shoot me in the head. Oh my god. I activated my ghost
Is that how
ability.
Persona works?
Yeah, the third one, but as soon as he shot me through the head, I became a ghost.
This guy said ghost died. What a fucking moron.
Alright.
It was just another guy in a ghost costume. He used that. What is it? The wooden block jutsu thing?
Dummy jutsu, some shit like that. I don't know what. If Wesley was here, he would have known.
Jutsu.
Dummy thick jutsu. Yeah, this has always been the thing about Modern Warfare, like original. It's just like I don't remember the antagonists. All I remember is that they were a bad guy, and that's it. And then Makarov shows up, and then obviously to establish that Makarov is a fucking like evil guy. That whole sequence of no Russian.
Yeah.
I
can't believe they remade Modern Warfare 10 years apart, basically.
It's so weird. I think it's just weird. I mean, it was their biggest franchise, but it's just so weird. I think it's because of the fact that like none of the other Call of Duties were sticking. So they were just like, fuck it, let's just redo Modern Warfare.
I guess like a bunch of old people like me and like my gen.
You caused this.
We were like, why are we doing space shit, bro? Like,
I'm the one that yelled. I'm the one that yelled, let's do more space shit. And you're in the fucking like foreground. No, not even. Yeah, you're in the fucking foreground yelling, I want old thing. Make old thing. God, this is why we can't have.
And I won.
Yeah, and look at where we're at now. We're probably going to do Modern Warfare 2025. Price is back. Again.
Modern Warfare 5.
Not even. They're just gonna reboot it all over again.
It's just gonna, bro. It doesn't even matter what they do because they're by the time if Modern Warfare 5 comes out, they're gonna be like, all right, cool. Now we have a SpongeBob SquarePants skin. Welcome to Fortnite.
Oh my god, the Homelander shit is just bizarre to me.
I don't know why they keep doing dumb shit. It's so boring, bro. They could have Dragon Ball Z costumes, but they don't.
They don't. They got Homelander. That counts.
Man, that guy's dumb.
What are you talking about? He's
Homelander is a few syllables away from being Homer Simpson.
Kind of.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Makarov.
All right.
Speaking of shooters, so rest in peace, Lance Reddick. He will be missed, but somebody has stepped up to play Zavala in Destiny, and it is the Arbiter himself, Keith David.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, can't hate on that. Keith David has a fucking golden voice.
I think it's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna sound just like him. For like, there's no.
No, it's just gonna be Keith David.
And I just want to like put out there that Keith David sounds completely different.
Oh yeah, he does completely. But I mean, nobody's pissed off about it. Everybody's just like, yeah, that's a really great replacement.
I don't know about that. I don't know about great replacement, but
I mean, I have a bias because I went through this whole year playing a bunch of Halo, and the fucking Arbiter is the shit.
No, I'm not saying he's not. So I like the dude. I like this guy. And I think he has a unique voice. But that's like the problem is like it's a unique voice.
It's very distinct, yeah. It's very different from Lance Reddick because Lance Reddick is still.
It's the same thing as like if you put him and Lance Reddick in the same room and told them to say the same line, like you're gonna know it's not the same person.
Yeah,
right?
Keith David has much of a deeper voice than Lance Reddick.
It's gonna have a thing for me where I'm gonna be annoyed because it's gonna remind me kind of like when they changed the voice for oh my god, what is that game? Infamous from 1 and 2.
Yeah, you've
like,
stated.
Oh, I can hear that. Like I hate that. Yeah, I've said it so many times. I know, and I hate it still. I hate that they fucking changed his voice. Why'd they do it?
I know. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
I'm back in Nom.
The Arbiter Zavala. Anyways. So yeah, Keith David is going to be in Destiny. So back to Bungie, Keith David. You were in Halo, now you're in Destiny.
You can never leave.
You can never leave. You know who can leave? Gal Gadot.
Hey.
So this was interesting because like I saw something like this about this article. So this article saying Wonder Woman 3 is reportedly not in development after all. despite Gal Gadot's recent comments to the contrary. So that's what I saw, the contrary comments of Gal Gadot being like, oh yeah, James Gunn and what is his name? And Safran. Is it Peter Safran or David Safran? I don't remember. Basically promising her that, yeah, Wonder Woman would be back, but no, Gunn and Safran are just like, nah, we're looking at a completely different thing to work with.
Yeah.
Because he is still trying to do a Game of Thrones type story based in the Themyscira, I think is the name of Wonder Woman's homeland in Greece for the Amazons. But this is like a story that's way before the origins of Wonder Woman. So good luck, Gal Gadot.
Sucks because she, in my opinion, is like pretty perfect woman. Wonder Woman. I think she was a really good Wonder Woman. Kind of like when they change Wolverine. I don't know if I'll like the next one. So we'll see.
But what if it is an actual shorter Canadian man?
I'm not. I don't need it to be.
What if it's an actual short king?
I don't need
thought
it to
about
be
this.
A pick perfect person. Kind of like what's it called? The Punisher was always a white guy, and now we have John Barenthal, is he just white?
Yeah, he's just a white guy.
Oh fuck! I thought he was Hispanic.
What? Oh my god! It's the Mark Margolis effect.
Hold on, explain that to me real quick.
Mark Margolis is not Latino or Hispanic. So John Barenthal, you thought was Latino or Hispanic, is not. I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What?
What were you saying?
That this is the Mark Margolis effect.
Who is Mark Margolis again? I'm sorry. I just read a comment.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh. But he's dead. How could it be his effect?
It's like Mandela. Was Mandela dead? No.
Yes. Wait.
Now he is. See?
Wait.
That's the Mandela effect.
Oh no, he's not alive. Help.
Yep.
Oh shit, bro.
Mark Margolis effect. Thinking every white actor is Hispanic and or Latino when they are not.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, sweet Lord. Oh, sweet Lord. Anyways. So yeah, I mean, James Gunn and, the whole thing with the writer's strike is still postponing a lot of things. So that whole, island of Amazons is still not, ready to go. Cause I believe they're waiting until the strike is over, which would probably be like around next year. Hopefully those people get paid. Speaking about getting paid, Rockstar Games has has combined 5M and RedM of CFX.RE is now a part. I can't get this fucking sentence out. So many fucking stupid letters. Anyways, the biggest community of role-playing CFX.RE has merged with Rockstar Games. So good for the role-playing community, because I keep forgetting how big that is. Do you know about this? About like people role-playing on GTA 5?
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah. So basically Rockstar was like, let's make it official. So it is now official. Congrats. Congrats. Wait till GTA 6. Next, speaking of Rockstar, with their congrats, how about fuck you, Rockstar? What the fuck is this? Why would you do this? Red Dead Redemption, is just a port of the PS3 version.
Oh, dude. So I was reading. Did I post this or did you post this?
I think we both might have.
So I'm trying to scroll and find it real quick. Rockstar. That's Rockstar. TMNT. What am I looking? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I was reading about this. I might have watched something on Young Gay about it too, and I'm just like, dude, like, fucking please, just put the money into fucking making it. Like, they're gonna port it. Act like it costs so much money to port it. Fucking liars. And then
So just a quick one, just one aside is just like that whole thing of pricing it is also fucked up. That who from Rockstar said this? Oh, Zelnick. He basically was like, oh yeah, the price that we put down for this release is commercially accurate, which a lot of people were like, fuck you. Fuck you for $50 when you can get this thing on Xbox and backwards compatible for like fucking less than 30 or possibly 30.
Yeah, where someone was like saying like, just go buy a new copy for $30. They were like, just go do it. Don't even worry about that shit. It's the same game. You'll be literally playing the same exact game.
Yep. So it sucks because like I love Red Dead Redemption. I love the first one. I actually was thinking of going back and replaying it like this year.
Yeah.
And then when I heard the news about like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a release on newer gen stuff, it's like, okay, cool. And then no, the whole fucking announcement was just such a fucking deflation.
Yeah.
When it was announced, like, yeah, it's gonna be on Switch, it's gonna be running at 30, and it's also gonna be on just PS4, and you can play it backwards compatible on the PS5, but it doesn't do anything with its frame rate. Which hilariously enough, online people have been unlocking the Switch version and be like, this shit can run at 60. There's no reason why it should be running at 30. So it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, it is the biggest fucking blunder.
I mean, the Switch can't run anything. That's fine. But like,
no. The thing that people have been putting out, it's the Switch version that can run at 60. That's what makes it hilarious.
What the fuck, bro?
That's what makes it goofy, because it's like these people saying can't make it run at 60, and people who are like hacking the Switch are being like, yes, it can. It can absolutely run at 60 on the Switch.
Yeah, I wonder if it can or can't though, as far as like how long it can actually play.
Yeah, but
It's one of those things like, would it fry the chip and all this other stuff?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a fucking PS3 game. But either way, like it's also goofy at the fact that there's no PC version. It's only stuck behind the Switch or the PS4, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, there's no Xbox version because you can play the 360 version for $30.
They said they're. Can you? Well, you could. So, I'm sorry. They're porting it to the PS4.
Yes, it's already out on PS4.
I'm so confused on like what the fuck is happening.
Like
that's just dumb. Why not make a PS5 version then? Or
that's what everybody's saying. But it's I don't know. I don't know if Rockstar, if they fucking come out like a month later being like, you can upgrade to the PS5 version of Red Dead Redemption 1, get 60 frames per second in HDR for $10, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my face. Get out of here. But yeah, it's stupid. It's really, really dumb. It's really, you can, like I said, you can find videos of people playing the game hacked at 60 frames on the Switch. That's the wild part. I would imagine, like, and that's the thing, is just like it not being on PC is also really dumb when Red Dead Redemption 2 is on PC. And that's the thing that still bothers me, is that like there's no new gen version of Red Dead Redemption 2 because like it on console it's only at 30. When the game can run at 60. But Rockstar hasn't done anything with it. Ah, man, it makes me just I don't even want to play GTA 6. Just give me good old game that I like, but make it better. Anyways. All right.
I don't understand it for sure.
I don't get it either. I really don't. But let's move away from that because that shit just sucks.
Yeah.
So THQ Nordic had a digital showcase announcing stuff that they're planning on releasing. Do you want to talk about the biggest one? Or
Sure. We can just like
Yeah,
blaze over the names real quick. And
yeah, the list. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, South Park Snow Day, Gothic 1 Remake, Titan Quest 2, a little bit more about Alone in the Dark, Last Train Home, Outcast, Space for Sale, Tempest Rising, Trine 5,
Hey.
Way of the Hunter, Tika Moon Plains, Recreation, and yep, that's it.
So the Last Ronin, I believe.
Yes.
Um,
So we talked about this because that was rumored a little bit beforehand.
yeah, it got a trailer. It's nothing. It's literally like
It's just a bunch of candles.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to kind of explain like what's going on in that world because obviously the 4 candles represent the turtles.
No, I just wanted to say like you don't have any gameplay, you don't have any visuals yet. It's literally just like they're just setting up to show you something in the future.
The big talk is that they're planning on making it kind of like God of War and The Last of Us.
Okay.
So get excited for that.
I really like THQ. And I think THQ, when they make games, tends to go under the radar of a lot of people because it's THQ and not a big name like Blizzard or Activision or this or that.
It's hilarious now because obviously THQ is part of, I think, an Embracer subsidiary, something like that.
Probably, yeah.
And Embracer owns like everything. Play on.
Yeah. But I'm excited for this because like THQ, it might not, I can't remember if it's Nordic or what, but one of the THQs made the can't remember the name of it. Every time I try to think about this game. Darksiders.
Yes.
And I really like the Darksiders franchise. And there's a few other things I can't think of at the top of my head. I'm not going to be able to think of them, but THQ makes good games.
So let me ask you this. So it's being developed by Black Forest Games. These are the people that remade the Destroy All Humans.
Okay.
So I don't know. I have the first game. I haven't played it, so I don't really know how it is. But those are remakes. That's the thing. This is something
remakes are fine.
Okay. So yeah, they're developing The Last Ronin. So if you are a big fan of the Ninja Turtles, which I am a big fan of the 90s movie, but I did a little like light reading on like the wiki page for what the Last Ronin is. It seems pretty cool, regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right, and then we got South Park Snow Day. So this is a weird one. So apparently this is a big multiplayer co-op game. I don't know. I think a lot of people were expecting this to be like either Stick of Truth or The Fractured Butthole, but those were developed by I think those were published by Ubisoft, but one was done by Obsidian and I forget what the other one was done by. I think Ubisoft Montreal. Could be wrong. But this is just a big action multiplayer thing. Doesn't really capture my interest, but you know, if you like big South Park explosions, by all means. Gothic 1, the remake, got a new trailer. This thing has been announced for like a while. 2019 it was announced.
Wow.
And then this new trailer came out to basically verify that, yeah, it's still being worked on. Don't worry, but still no release date. But will be coming on PS5, Xbox, and PC. Titan Quest 2 is coming. I got a little bit into Titan Quest 1, but I didn't get that far into it. But interesting to see that it's getting a sequel after a lot of years. 2006. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's how long it's been. The first game came out in 2006. Yep. So we'll see some more of that. Alone in the Dark I'm kind of interested in. I mean I like David Arbor. And that demo was kind of interesting. The one that they released, which was like a prologue demo. It was really nothing. It felt like more like a just a test of like if your specs can handle it, essentially.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see a little bit more. Obviously, the gameplay looks very Resident Evil remake-ish. Oh, we'll see where that goes. Last Train Home. So I've seen this. I've seen gameplay of this. It looks pretty cool. It's an RTS game of like this train that you kind of have to like defend, and basically it's just like defend the train from enemies and stuff like that. So it looks pretty cool, I have to say. So I as somebody that has got into the RTS genre of this year, very interested.
Chonch love RTS.
Chonch will play RTS. I don't think I saw anything of Outcast. I think Outcast wasn't... Okay, Outcast, an upcoming open-world third-person shooter from Appeal Studios. Outcast, A New Beginning, had an explosive new trailer. Shows up. I haven't seen the trailer for this, so I can't really say anything for it. But I think Outcast was a game before. I could be wrong. Space for Sale looks interesting. It looks like one of those like survival games, if I remember correctly. Tempest Rising, I don't think I saw the trailer for it. Trine 5, it was a weird like mid 2010s of like of like gameplay / playing with your buddies kind of thing. The trailer itself, it was really weird, but I know nothing of the Trine series. I don't know if you do. Do you? Big man? Okay.
Nah.
All right. Let's see. Way of the Hunter. I think I wanted to play Way of the Hunter, but I realized there was a shit ton of DLC stuff, and I was just like, nah, I'm not going to play it. Recreation is an arcade-style racing game, so I didn't see the trailer for it, but I like arcade and racing, so I'll probably check that out.
Arcade racing, here to race your arcade.
Fucking arcade store.
I just want a new Burnout, man. That's all.
Thank you, bro.
That's all
I want, man.
Dude, I fucking booted up my fucking PS2 that I bought like 2 years ago, and just like I had a copy of Burnout 3, and I was playing that for like a good bit, and I was like, fuck, this game's so good.
Burnout Paradise will forever be my favorite Burnout.
I haven't gotten into Burnout Paradise.
No other racing game ever makes me that happy.
All right.
And I still go back and play Burnout Paradise to this day.
I like Burnout 3. Well, it's because I played a PSP game, Burnout Takedown, I think it was called. But it was essentially
Burning More.
But it essentially was just like levels from Burnout 3, just ported onto the PSP, and then like fucking the music is great. Fucking Motion City soundtrack is in that bitch.
Dude. First of all, Motion City soundtrack. Second of all, yeah, Burnout music is so good, right?
It's really good.
You don't know Paradise very well, as you just said, but
yeah.
The opening song is Welcome to the Jungle. Or Paradise? Wait.
I think it's Paradise City.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Paradise City.
How do I know this? And I haven't played that much.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I think they have Welcome to the Jungle as well on there. But
probably.
But I don't know why I was like sitting there and I'm like, Paradise City. And then I'm like, no, it's Welcome to, like, in my head, I'm like, what's that? It's like, Welcome to the Jungle, blah, blah. And I was like going through the song, blah, blah, whatever. Yeah, just such like great music. It's like Tony Hawk having Tony Hawk soundtrack, right? Like,
yeah,
there's no better skateboarding soundtrack than Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because I like I said, I played a little bit of Burnout Paradise, and like the song that still gets me with that is Faith by Faith No More. You've heard this song, but it's just like,
I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those songs that I just really enjoy while driving down. But like,
I'm literally googling it right now.
Burnout had a really good soundtrack. To give credit, Midnight Club Los Angeles also had a really good soundtrack, and it makes me still fucking pissed off to this day that they took out the Kid Cudi song. Because they updated it, and it's just like, yeah, we gotta take out songs because we don't have the licensing. And it's just like, fuck you, that Kid Cudi song was the shit. It was so good. Fucking switching lanes.
So I just looked it up. Faith No More is the artist. There's no song called Faith, so it's probably something else.
Hold on, let me look at this.
Maybe Epic by them?
It's Epic, excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Are you gonna listen to the song right now? Yeah, you are.
Oh, great song.
Yeah.
Immediately when it opened, I was like, oh, I know this thing.
Yeah. It's a good song. Yeah. You white. Yeah. Funny enough, the lead singer played the Darkness in the Darkness video games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was the voice. He was like, Jackie. Yeah, just doing all that kind of screeching and shit.
You know what? I actually think I remember you saying something about that back when we talked about those games
yeah.
long ago.
It's been a while. Yeah. I gotta play some more racing arcade games. That's why I like Forza Horizon. Because it feels very arcadey, even though it's like open world game. It's very bizarre.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the soundtracks are pretty good, but I only keep it to like some of the stations because that's the thing about that game is that like you can unlock stations to listen to, and I'm 3 particularly that I'm talking about. But like it's very interesting because like I think like old like classic hip hop music and then like synthwave stuff and then electro music. It's just like this weird combination of like different like soundtracks, but they're all pretty good songs. So, you know, X Gonna Give It To You is on there, so makes it pretty fun. Gonna give it to you. Friday. Anyways, speaking of arcade shit, yo, did you know what happened last week?
No.
Yo, it's Evo, baby. It was Evo.
Oh yeah, Project O.
Yeah, Evolution happened. Evo tournament. I think I mentioned a little bit beforehand. I watched a little bit of some of the finals. The fucking Street Fighter one was fucking great. The Guilty Gear Strive one was kind of like but it's fucking Leffen playing as Happy Chaos and everybody. No one. This is how funny it was. No one cheered. Only Leffen fans cheered. Nobody else cheered because everybody knows. Nobody likes Happy Chaos. But yeah, some stuff has been shown off at Evo. So starting from the bottom of this listing, Under Night in Birth 2, Sis Cels, because these fucking games have the dumbest names, but it's actually a sequel to the Under Night games, is coming out, in 2024. For you League fans, Yasuo is a new character and was playable at Evo. So I don't know, but Project L still looking pretty good.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the Yasuo. He looks like Samurai Man.
What is a Yasu? He is a Samurai Man.
Yeah, see? Exactly. So perfect for
His
Project
brother,
L.
Yone will probably show up too.
Probably. Maybe. Most likely. Killer Instinct is back, baby! Maximilian had like this little funny thing while he was streaming for Evo, where he's like, I gotta be right back, chat, gotta go do something, and then he just appeared on screen at Evo, and he's like, hey everybody, like Killer Instinct is back, baby, and it's just like, all right, Max, fooling everybody.
He's such a cool guy. I love him.
Yeah, I really enjoy watching his fighting game videos, even though he does have some bad taste when it comes to other games. But anyways, this is broken at Maximilian, the biggest YouTuber,
except for when he's a piece of
shit. when he's like, oh, anime stuff cringe, and then goes on like a 23-hour rant about how great Final Fantasy VII is. Fucking bad. No, I'm kidding. I got it. I like stupid shit. So to be fair, so yeah, basically Max was announcing that Xbox is planning on having an updated version of Killer Instinct for the Series X, which will support 4K, improved matchmaking, and a balance update. So that will be happening somewhat soon, hopefully. Next, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. It adds Plankton with a robot. So if you like Nickelodeon All-Stars 1,
man, what a great game.
Yep. It needed a sequel.
I definitely won't play Smash Brothers instead.
Yep. Nobody will ever again. Speaking of nobody clapped, after Leffen won Guilty Gear Strive, people did clap afterwards because new season has been announced for Guilty Gear Strive. Coming the 24th of this month, August, the character Johnny will slash his way through. But not only that, a huge update for Guilty Gear Strive is happening, which will basically give new moves to a lot of the main roster, new battle mechanics, and balance changes. So I saw what they were doing. It really changes the game like a lot more. Also online, some people have been leaking like the battle, the mechanics change, and it is very, very big. So maybe I might come back to Guilty Gear soon, but you know.
When does Guilty Gear get a Game Pass?
I think it's on Game Pass.
No. Like illegal, like, oh fuck me. Like a Fortnite Game Pass.
I mean, Street Fighter technically has one. I shit you not, they have a battle pass.
Wait, who does?
Street Fighter.
They have a battle pass?
Yes. Is it good? No. That's it. Speaking about good shit, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves revealed. It was only a bit of gameplay, but they showed the character models for both Terry and Rock Howard. And yeah, looks pretty cool. Looks very different from KOF 15. Looks more cell shady. So looks pretty interesting. Tekken got some character reveals. So Raven is coming back. Basically Blade, Wesley Snipes' Blade will be returning. He looks fucking cool. But the character that I'm interested in playing is Azucena, a Peruvian coffee queen, as she calls herself, where if you see her gameplay, you would understand why I'm digging it. Essentially, she has a counter stance that like makes her like dodge and weave, which was really cool to watch. So I'm very interested in this new character. Now, time for both upsetting and cool shit for Street Fighter 6. The cool shit. Let's start with the cool shit first before we get to the sad shit. Aki, the next newcomer for Street Fighter 6, has been teased. She is very creepy poison woman with mushroom haircut. People said that they could fix her. They can't fix her. So there's that. The other cool thing is that more costumes are coming for characters. So they revealed that Guile, Marissa, Jury, and DJ are having new costumes. I'm very excited about Marissa's. Essentially, hers. Do you see the costumes I'm talking about? For
Where are they at?
Check the Evo thing that I posted, and then look for the Street Fighter headline.
Did you pin Evo?
Yes, I did.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
It doesn't look like it was Evo. My bad.
Wow.
All right, where are the costumes at?
Look for Street Fighter. Just scroll down.
I found Street Fighter.
Go down one more. It's like a tweet.
Okay, I see them now.
Yeah. So Marissa is the lady with the red hair. I'm excited for that costume.
Hold on. Make it big. She's a woman?
Yes. That's a
she
lady?
looks like Asaku, or whatever his name is. Aksu?
What?
The evil Raikou guy?
What? You mean Akuma?
Is it Akuma?
I
I
don't-
thought there's an S in there.
I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's Akuma.
Okay. But yeah, Marissa,
Oh,
her whole thing is she fights. She's a gladiator. Her combats are, I think it's called Pankratron. I think it's something like that. I'd be getting it wrong, but it's like almost like Greco-Roman style
I like
wrestling.
Jerry's costume.
Jury's is great. I kind of like the onesie. DJ looks great. I like Guile's whole casual style because like I think there was a thing like a artist thing of like Guile getting a haircut, so like he had like more casual clothes on, which is funny. But
Yeah.
Marissa's is interesting because like that kind of like fits to her whole backstory. The reason why she's fighting is because she's essentially looking for a partner. to marry.
Wedding dress, got it.
Yeah, so like that's the wedding dress and the whole, like Centurion Spartan looking thing up top is added.
Western USA.
So yeah, those costumes look pretty great. Now let's get into the stuff that doesn't make me happy, which should have made me happy. Crossover event for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Street Fighter 6. Awesome, cool. You know what goes on in that? Some wallpapers, some emotes, and you can also get turtle costumes. So you can either get like the full turtle costume for your avatar, your creative character. And that's basically it. You know what sucks about that? It's $15 per turtle.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. This is the thing about Capcom. Capcom has like really bad like monetary services. Because people have complained about like the Resident Evil 4 like ticket thing, Devil May Cry's Red Orbs shit. Capcom has it bad when it comes to like Street Fighter, where it's like the currency in that is either drive tickets or drive coins or fighter coins, something like that. And fighter coins are essentially like Fortnite like coins. What is it called? The Fortnite coins. You know what I'm talking about.
V-Bucks.
Yeah, V-Bucks. It's essentially that. So you can buy more coins for that. But like I said, there's not really anything interesting in Street Fighter 6 to really have the need to buy that. But obviously this crossover was like the really cool thing. The only downside is like I said, the costumes only can be used for your avatar, not on the characters, not on like the Street Fighter characters.
Right. It would have been cooler if turtles were in the game.
It would have been really cool. Like, hey. Well, I mean, Injustice technically had the turtles. Injustice 2. But still, it's kind of a shame. And then yeah, if you just want to buy the fucking turtles costumes, it's $15 each. So that's a shame. And yeah, that's the sadness of Street Fighter, but some good stuff, like I said. Now the cool shit is Mortal Kombat 1. So they showed off the official Banished trailer. So basically, this is for the weirdos of Mortal Kombat. They showed off Ashra, Havoc, and really hot really hot Reptile. They made Reptile hot for no reason. Why is the lizard man fuckable? Tell me this.
Because you asked for it.
I did secretly. I was like, Ed Boon, please make him fuckable. Make Scorpion look like that very attractive boyfriend that everybody wants. But he can also turn into lizard. Yeah, so this trailer is fucking cool. I do like the fact that like they basically got the weirdos of like Mortal Kombat Deception and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Like I remember Havoc. I remember when I saw him, I'm like, is that fucking Havoc? And I was losing my mind because I was like, they got the fucking weirdo from like fucking, what was it? I think it was Deception? I think he was part of like the Chaos Realm or some shit like that. He could have been like in the other Mortal Kombat, but I remember Deception specifically. And yeah, they just got the fucking weirdos to be back and do weird shit. But to add to the story and the lore, Reptile is really interesting because Reptile is basically part of a lizard race, but he's the outlier because he has a human form. So he's like a weird reverse were-reptile kind of. And yeah, I'm just very curious to see where the story goes. It does look interesting. I think I remember seeing that like people were like, oh, can't wait for Noob Saibot to show up. And it's like, yeah, Noob Saibot's not going to show up because of actual lore reasons. Because this universe's Sub-Zero is the Sub-Zero that turns into Noob Saibot. And he's the bad guy, possibly. So yeah, just a bunch of weirdos, but really cool. Showed off more gameplay for Reptile, Ashra, and Havoc. They all look really fun. And like I said, that beta is out. People are playing as Lee May. I think you play as Liu Kang, Johnny Cage. Forget who else. Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Yeah. So I will wait for that game to fully release and actually play it and see. And hopefully, I'm hoping that the game is pretty fun. So far, according to some top fighting game players, particularly Sonic Fox, he says it's a fun game. He says it changes a lot and it's stuff that he likes. So that's good.
Sonic Fox is the best.
Yeah, so hopefully he can make somebody else a furry down the line.
It'll happen.
It's so weird because like I love fighting games, but it's just like some of the tier list stuff has always like been a little grindy for me because it's just like, well, I wouldn't say grindy is the right word, but it's just like a little irksome. It's just like I like fighting games. I like knowing a little bit of the meta, but it's just like I just kind of want to have fun, you know? I just want to like press buttons and have fun. And I know there's a lot of people who are just like, no, if you want to be good, be with just this character. And it's just like, that kind of takes the fun out of it, you know? That's why right now I'm going through different other characters, and that's why I was playing as Cammy a little bit before in Street Fighter 6, and I'm like, yeah, Cammy's really fun. Like, I really like what she does. And I never played Cammy in like anything else. Which reminds me, speaking of fighting games, so I post this up on the Discord because I want to try out what they call it's called a hitbox. It's a leverless arcade stick. It uses buttons instead of a lever.
Yep, I saw that.
So it's called the Razor Kitsune. Holy shit! It's for the special edition ones. So there's Cammy and then there's Chun-Li. I really like the Chun-Li one. I really like the Cammy one. Apparently, you can replace the frame, so that's cool. There's also a regular one, but it's fucking $330 for the special edition ones, and it's $300 for the regular one. And it's like, God damn it! Do I really want a hitbox?
You do.
I do, and it's unfortunate because there's a company called Junkbox or Junk Food. I forget what their name is, but like they have a little like they call it the Snack Box Micro, and it is a hitbox, but it's in a tiny form factor, and it's really cool. It's like it's really small, but it's like it's so compact. You know, you can put it in your bag, could take it anywhere. It's really really neat, and I really wanted to get one, but they're all sold out. You can technically make one. That website does actually give you the parts, but I think the parts are also sold out, so it sucks, man. I just want to play with a hitbox just to see how it is, but I you know, $300 it's a big fee to play with a hitbox. And even then,
sell your soul, do it.
Yeah. But then I'm at a crossroads of like, who do I choose? Chun-Li or Cammy? Chun-Li has a fat ass, Cammy has a fat ass. Who do I choose?
Cammy always.
Cammy does have a fat ass. That's why I had to go and get her original alt costume. Because you got to see that fat ass in HD. Yeah. But man, I do really want to try a hitbox. That Razor Kitsune looks really nice, but like I said, I'm hoping it doesn't get sold out, but I'm hoping there's a price drop in it. Because it sucks. Yeah, so that was it for Evo. Like I said, some of the finals were really neat to watch. Even to a point where I actually bought another fighting game called Melty Blood. Because I saw some of the finals from that, and I'm like, this game looks really fun. And I was playing that for a little bit on my PlayStation. I was just like, yeah, this game's mechanics are actually really fun as like an anime fighter. So I'll probably play a little bit more of that. Just fighting games, man. Fighting games are fun. What can I say? Get a copy of Street Fighter 6. Let's play.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad at fighting games. Thank you.
Well,
we can go do some DBZ shit though.
Yeah, DBZ. Anyways. Oh yeah, and that's also another thing that people were hoping for this Evo. People were hoping that fucking rollback would be happening, but that was announced a year ago at Evo. No update.
Oh, they didn't talk about it.
They did not update. People were really hoping after the finals of DBFZ, and nope. Nothing. No word of rollback. So, yeah. I'll probably be dead by the time rollback comes out. So yeah, fighting game week over. Let's talk about other shit besides fighting games. Ubisoft has a new Far Cry IP boss.
Yeah, they do, baby.
Drew Holmes has been promoted. So Drew Holmes was behind Far Cry New Dawn and Far Cry 5 as director. So now he will be taking on the role of IP director, excuse me, for Far Cry 7 and also a Far Cry multiplayer standalone game. Interesting enough, Far Cry 7, Ubisoft has claimed that Far Cry 7 is going to be using the Snowdrop engine, and so will the multiplayer shooter. Funny enough, the multiplayer shooter is supposed to take place in the Alaskan wilderness, and it's an extraction shooter. So if you're excited for extraction shooters, by all means. I still have not gone through Far Cry 6, so I know Wesley said he was enjoying it, so I'll probably give it a shot. Like I said, a lot of Ubisoft games are like weird comfort food for me. Moving on. We already talked about Red Dead. Fuck you, Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar, you suck.
You know what doesn't suck? Scott Pilgrim.
Mr. Pilgrim. I'm excited for this.
Mr. Pilgrim. The Scott Pilgrim anime has been...
Show, right?
Yes, it's a show.
Okay.
It has been teased, and yeah, it's coming out November 17th with the original cast from the movie, and also being written by Brian Lee O'Malley, the original comic
O'Malley,
the comic artist and writer. So
Carmen Rider.
So yeah, it looks great. I'm very interested. I Scott Pilgrim movie, I really like that movie. Yeah, just cool for Scott Pilgrim. Next. All right, I know you wanted to talk about this. Unfortunately, Wesley is not here, so it's going to be between just the two of us.
Oh, the Boulder Gate thing?
Yes, the Baldur's Gate 3. So this little headline from IGN says Baldur's Gate 3 is causing some developers to panic.
Did you watch this thing?
Yes, I watched the whole thing, and I completely agree with Destin Liguri's based take.
I love Destin Liguri specifically for things like this.
I'm glad that he hasn't shilled out. I'm glad that he's actually he's been there for a while at IGN.
No, and he's one of those guys that over the years, if you go back and look at all of his stuff, I'm not saying his ratings are the best. I don't know if he rates games well, but when he does talk about something he's passionate about, he sticks to his guns and talks about it.
Yes, and that's why I completely agree with this whole conversation that he was having. Is just people were going to be pissed off and be like, oh no, you're wrong, you don't know anything about development. And he's like, no, as a consumer, as a person that enjoys his hobby, you can call out things, and this is one of the things that we have to call out. So basically, to give a rundown, is that this headline seems a little weird, because if you don't know the practices of a lot of development, or are just not really in the realm of video game news, it just comes off as just why does this one game get this kind of headline? And you kind of have to see Baldur's Gate 3. It's just there's so much freedom in that game. And even at a standpoint of development process, it was a pretty smooth development process. It was an early access game, then eventually it got feedback for, adding more things. And then, players were asking Larian, the developer, to adjust certain things. And they were listening to player feedback, which was great. I mean, most early access games kind of need some kind of feedback. So now Baldur's Gate 3 is at the top of rating listings of this year, because it's been people who are playing it and are still playing it are saying that this is their game of the year. Which I haven't played it, so I don't know. But anything that I've seen about this game looks and sounds fucking awesome with the amount of freedom that you can do.
Yeah. So yeah, when he was talking about it, just overall, the big thing that came off of it was nothing was broken really when the game came out. And were there minor bugs? For sure. but there's no major game breaking, halting, stopping you from playing,
Yeah.
canceling your saves, blah blah blah, like big visual glitches. And he was just, he was just saying what other people were thinking, which is,
Why
how
can't
come this AAA game
Mhm.
isn't every AAA game? You
Yeah.
know?
How come certain developers can't strive for this amount of, effort in their games? And it's like, look, when it comes down to it, it's always the people above that have the say when it comes to certain game developments. It's always been the case for all these kinds of games. And I do like the fact that Destin also talked about the fact that, like, this is an RPG. But it's like, yeah, it's an RPG, but why can't we put that in current games right now? Like, Activision Blizzard is one of the biggest companies in the world, and yet they create games that people enjoy, but they don't go far and beyond with it. And it's just like, it's just bizarre. Rockstar is another big name where it doesn't go far and beyond. And this was really bad timing because of the fact that the fucking port for Red Dead Redemption was coming out. And it's like, why is that the way it is? Because it's not only just at a development standpoint, it's also just at a business practice of, like, why can't these businesses try to take a step back, look at what the consumers want, and be like, all right, let's take that. But instead, they rather just cut corners, go around certain things, and just release half-assed things because they want to meet sales expectations. And it's just like, it doesn't make sense. It's just bizarre. And it's true. It's been the majority of games. And that's why there's been so many games that have been rushed out, and a lot of people have made complaints about them. I mean, you can't get away from Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is the biggest one. But then even with this year, there was fucking Star Wars that happened where that game was a fucking mess at launch. So far they're still trying to fix the bugs, but nothing concrete. What else came out that he pointed out? Yeah, the Red Dead one was the other one. Diablo.
Yep.
So it's
He
just
talked Destiny and Diablo a lot.
Destiny, Diablo, that, like, they're adding, like, no content that any players are interested in, and it's just like, yeah, it's just basically this whole conversation is like something with the business practices of big companies, big video game companies, has to change and it has to evolve, because it's like, we can't be going through the same rut as we've been going on for years of just putting out half-assed games and just saying, yeah, we'll update it later.
Or like, oh well, this is what you got.
This is what you got, yeah. But don't worry, there'll be an update in like 5 to 6 years if, like, we don't announce it or not.
Maybe if you guys, like, stop playing,
yeah,
we'll do something.
Yeah, maybe. Or if you already beat the game, yeah, probably way afterwards we'll probably do something different.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It's crazy the amount of, like, disrespect the companies have at this point for the people that literally, like, our generations are the ones that, like, gave these people platforms to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. But it's like, but I feel like now a lot of people are a little bit more privy to like understanding video game development, and it's just like, yeah, like this is shit that does get by. And to be fair, this is, I want to say, something to blame on a casual audience. It's just like, there are some people that just play video games just to play video games. They don't really keep up with, who's owning who, which buyout is happening where, and it's
for sure.
Yeah. So it's just, it's just a thing that has been going on for a while that, like, obviously a lot of people have called out, but because of these video game companies making the money that they do, they won't make a change. They will just be like, well, if these people bought it, then why not just why not just keep doing what we're doing, essentially. Yeah. Good take, Destin. Very based. But yeah, I highly recommend this this video if people haven't checked it out. But like, yeah, Destin Laguirre just has obviously a very good take on this, and I do like the fact that it has to, like,
and he articulates it well too. Like, it's not just like
video game company bad.
Yeah.
You know.
No, and I do like the fact that like he does call out the people who shill for that and are like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about game development. And it's like, yeah, but I like video games. And on top of that, he's also been at IGN for a while, so he has seen things happen when it comes to news. So it's like, of course he's gonna have an opinion on this. But you know, when it comes to me and you, we're both consumers, and we both have things that irk us when it comes to certain games. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we just talked about like fucking Destiny, about how you're like are so disinterested in Destiny, and how fucking Diablo is that like really shitty at this point.
Literally talked about the two games he talked.
Funny enough, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll forever be my mindset about it until something changes, if they ever change in those two games. But I don't have faith in either company at this point.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I'm hoping that with like what he said about this and people seeing this, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 and how it's done and how well it is, I'm hoping new companies come and they show a lot of love and make a really good couple games. So
Yeah, I'm hoping for that as well. Who knows? Maybe this game might open the eyes of certain companies and be like, hey, let's try something at least.
maybe Fisher Price will start making video games.
Maybe, hopefully. I mean, technically, have they? Because they got those
I think
Fisher
they
Price,
have.
like ThinkPad things.
Leapfrog.
Yes.
Yeah.
So moving on.
So funny.
Moving on. Just one more thing I wanted to add. I didn't put it on here, but like, there was like a whole talking about like business practices and stuff like that. Square Enix had this whole thing of like, Final Fantasy 16 did not meet their sales expectations, to which everybody was like, what are your expectations? What do you think? It is a console to only one platform only. That it's just like, what were you expecting? Like, if it was multi-platform, it would have been very different. But like, it's only on the PS5. What, like, your expectations? Just like, what are they? And then later, Square Enix had to come out and be like, no, it made good like sales. It's just like it wasn't the ones that we were anticipating, but like the sales are still pretty good. And it's just like, what are you talking about? They're
What are
fucking
you
nuts.
fucking going on about, mate?
They're like fucking nuts when it comes to sales expectations. And hilarious enough, it's just like their endeavors to try to make live service games failed. They all failed. And then
Forgot about the
Babylon's Fall, Avengers,
yeah.
I think the Chocobo Racing GP, fucking Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier, that like battle royale thing based in Final Fantasy VII.
Wait, is that gone?
Yeah. Servers are shut down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was fast.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my brother about that the other day, and I was like, I think it's still out.
No, I believe that either the shooters are coming down, or like the player base has just fallen.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yep. And they're still looking at like what is it, the Web3 stuff? Like they're still looking at NFT, like blockchain games and that shit. Yeah. And like their biggest hit is a single player game that requires no battle pass or anything like that. That's the thing that's fucking wild. It's just like the obvious thing is the successful thing, and then the other things that they try have been so shit. And it sucks too because they sold off most of their like their development studios. So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. They do good work though, gotta say.
Yeah, I mean they got big IPs, so yeah. Anyways, Microsoft has announced it will be taking the Xbox 360 storefront offline next year. Sage? Are you Sage?
Oh, Saji.
Yeah, Saji.
I don't know how to say that, but I was like, no, I don't think I am.
All right, fair enough.
It'll still be on Xbox One, right? Like you can still buy the old games.
Depending, some are not backwards compatible on Xbox One.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I know you
will have a problem.
I
with
will.
Some of it,
I mean, the thing is that like people fought to have the PS3 store online, and it, people got what they got, except for the PSP store. The PSP store got shut down. But it's weird that like Xbox/Microsoft has been talking about like, oh yeah, preserving games has been the utmost importance, and like they do this shit where it's just like, yeah, we're shutting down the 360 store. There's a couple games on here that you're not able to play on Xbox Series X, but yeah, sorry. So
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll be like, oh man, I really wish I could have played this game now, and it's not back.
Yeah,
so I'm sure I'll.
That's the thing.
At some point.
That's the thing is that like there is some stuff that was backwards compatible that you can't buy on the storefront, because I was like, oh, I want to get Prince of Persia on Xbox One just to play the console version of that, and it's like, nope, you have to have the physical version now to play it on Xbox One. So yeah, I mean, either way, stuff gets taken down regardless in digital storefronts. So yep. Who knows? Maybe people might rise up. Gamers rise up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it's kind of sucky, but you have a year, right? Is that what they said?
Basically, but I mean, PlayStation did the exact same thing, but then people complained loud and big enough to be like, don't do that. And then they were like, okay, we won't do that. So here's hoping that people can complain loud enough for
complain louder, you fucks.
Microsoft to be like, I mean, people complained about Microsoft not having the ability to change parts for controllers.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. I mean, again, I can see both sides of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you hate old games?
No.
You do.
I think they should have it on. But, if eventually they're going to have to take something off a server, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, it depends. If the new is better than the old, then yeah, shut it down,
Yeah. Funny enough, there's a party going on in like the back, like right next door. So I don't know if like in the audio you can probably hear like some music or something.
I can't hear shit.
Okay, good. Probably for the podcast audio, but like regardless. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see whether or not Microsoft stays true to its word on taking down stuff. Speaking of shit out of nowhere, you know what this world needed? Rovio and Sega together. Angry Birds and Persona? That's a thing that can happen.
Are you telling me Sonic is going to have feathers now?
Yep. There's already a feathered Sonic character.
Is there?
Yes. And like the fucking, wasn't like airboarding game. Remember that Sonic Riders, I think it was called?
Oh, shit. I love Sonic Riders.
Yeah, there was a bird character in that. So, anyways, Angry Birds. So Rovio is now part of Sega. Hilarious enough, I think we talked about this where like, I think it was a list of like Microsoft stuff that they were planning on acquiring, and Rovio was one of them. But they didn't get Rovio, I believe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Sega and Rovio together. Angry Birds make comeback with Sonic in Persona 5.
Hell yeah.
Persona 5 Extreme. So yeah. Congrats, Sega. Congrats, Rovio.
We talked about this a little bit off stream.
Yeah.
This next one, and I'm actually really happy about this.
So yes, I just mentioned it a little bit beforehand. Microsoft repairability push now extends to Xbox controllers too. So this was a whole push that people were trying to have out there. I think it also got brought to court as well. The ability for users and for people to fix their stuff rather than them going out and buying a new thing. Hilarious that this happened like a month after my Xbox One controller like fucking got drift. But now I can fix it. Now I could just replace the fucking sticks, which is great. And even though I bought like two controllers, I bought the Lunar Shift Xbox controller, and I also bought a regular blue one. But anyways, but the Lunar Shift one was on sale, so I got it on sale.
Yeah.
but yeah, you now have the ability to buy kits for repairs. So Xbox is, let's see, they're selling cases, PCB, boards, vibration motors, and buttons. The only thing that you won't be able to get is like certain colors for like the controller case itself.
How much are the motors? Just wondering.
That's a good question. Let's look this up right now.
Oh, I thought you were on the. It's okay if you can't see it.
No. Oh, so the PCBA and motor assembly is $35.
Mm.
So it's the PCB board that comes with the analog bits and the vibration motors.
Yeah, I'm just thinking because $35, it might just be better for you to just buy a new controller at that point.
I mean, it's a lot cheaper because new controllers are like $60. But either way, like if you look at the article and you see some of the underlying stuff, you can actually click on it and it'll take you to the website.
Okay.
So, but still, like, I mean, it also gives you access to like, well, for this this whole thing, for the Elite controllers, you can also buy stuff for that as well. So, you know, like I said, instead of buying a brand new Elite controller, you can buy parts for it.
No, yeah, for sure. That one's like, for sure worth it.
So this kind of led to the whole conversation about like the fucking DualSense. The DualSense is like, to a lot of people who do fixes for controllers, the DualSense is like one of the hardest things you can fix because there's so many like intricate bits in it compared to the Xbox controller.
Told you back when I did it, I had to take mine apart because I was having some stick drift, and I don't know what the things are called. There's these little square bits that are inside some ometer, something ometer, tectometer or some shit like that. So anyways, these things like can tell where your stick is leaning or if it's just straight.
Yeah.
So I looked up and they were like, yeah, you're gonna need to take it out and put a new one in. And I was like, well, that's probably not happening because I don't think I could do that. And I saw another guy online talking about it, and he was like, if you just buy this spray it in there.
Yeah.
It's a non-conductive spray. It'll literally just fix the problem, and it fixed the problem. So you got a lot of options for sure.
Yeah.
Like when to do this stuff.
The funny thing is that there are controllers out there that don't use the physical movement. It uses like, I think, like some kind of electromagnet inside.
Yep. Magnetic movements.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it doesn't make physical contact and doesn't have actual wear, which is the interesting part that like I'm surprised a lot of companies have not pushed that. Even with the fucking DualSense Edge, which is that's like what, $200?
Yeah.
And that thing has the ability to get stick drift, which is wild. I don't
know if it's more expensive to do it the other way or what, but I think doesn't the I thought what's it called uses that magnetic Steam Deck.
I think you might be right.
I don't know. I just remember if not, somebody did a video where they just made it themselves and did it.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's also the funny thing, it's like, you know, stick drift obviously it's a thing it's existed since the beginning of video games. But like it's been pretty bad with this current generation, and even with the Switch. The Switch is just horrible.
I've had to fix I've had to fix a couple of stick drift on the Switch, and one is easy, but like there's got to be a way to stop that happening.
Yeah, I mean it's so bad that fucking Nintendo is like, yeah, just send this shit in and we'll fix it for free, because it's like, we know about this problem, so fuck it.
Yeah, but then didn't they stop that? They were like, nah, we're done.
No, it's still going, because I think I think it's something about consumer law that like they have to keep that.
I mean,
because they have acknowledgement of it actually being faulty. So, and that's I've been also hearing, because there's a podcast I listen to called Nextlander Podcast. It's a bunch of old people from Giant Bomb. Oh, nice. And they talk about like they talk about that, about like the whole Xbox thing. And one of the guys was talking about that he had to send his Joy-Cons to repair, and he's like, there is a chance that if you have like special edition Joy-Cons, you're not going to get the same ones back if like there's a bigger problem with them. So the only ones that Nintendo is able to replace are just like the red and blue one and the gray ones, and that's it. So special editions you got to be really careful with. Because I remember I thought like, oh man, I kind of want to get the OLED version of like Breath of the Wild, of like Tears of the Kingdom, and then I give my mom my Switch. But then I'm like, nah, no point of getting an OLED version. But still, special edition Joy-Cons. So yeah, thanks Microsoft. You did a bad and a good.
You did a bad and a good.
A bad and a good. Yeah, taking down the store and then also providing people with toolkits. So
Dismantle the establishment.
And also assemble the establishment. So yeah, moving on from that. Last thing we got, Alan Wake 2 release date has been pushed back to late October. So unfortunately. October. And October's pretty fucking big. Because, good thing for Assassin's Creed Mirage, its release date is coming up by 1 week. So there's that. So here's the list of stuff that's coming out that's pretty big. Detective Pikachu returns on the 6th. Forza Motorsport on the 10th. Assassin's Creed Mirage on the 5th. Lords of the Fallen on the 13th.
Great.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder on the 20th. Marvel Spider-Man 2 on the 20th. The Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 on the 24th, City Skylines on the 24th, Alone in the Dark on the 25th, and Total War Pharaoh possibly coming out in October. So, yeah, Alan Wake 2 has some competition, but still, I will probably get my hands on Alan Wake 2, because you know why? It is $50.
Nice.
It is not 70, not 60, $50. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And then, before I say this podcast is over, Gamescom opening live is happening on the 24th of August.
Okay.
So I don't know if you have plans. I don't know if you want to watch it together, have a little commentary thing with it.
Yeah, let's watch it.
All right. So the 24th is Gamescom opening night live. They're just going to be updating. Essentially, it's not really a big announcement for new games. It's just updates of like games that are coming out. So like Alan Wake 2 was on there, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Mortal Kombat 1, Modern Warfare 3, and a bunch of other things that are due later this year and next year, in the beginning of next year. All hosted by Jeff Kiwi.
Oh no, never mind, I'm out.
Yeah, Jeff Kiwi. But yeah, that's it for this podcast. We did it, yo. We did it. We did it, bitch. Sorry, I was thinking about El Camino and Jesse Pinkman.
About Britney Spears.
That's fair. All right, we're done. I gotta go use the bathroom. Bye.
Bye.